Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Tim. I'm the host of the brand new podcast called The Buddy List. I'm going to be bringing on all types of buddies of mine to chat about a plethora of subjects. The episode you're about to listen to is actually our first, and it features my good friend Isaac Shapiro on to discuss the toxic work environment where we actually met. So thank you again for listening, and I hope you enjoy yourself. So Isaac, we met how many years ago now? 2015?
Yeah. That's a long time.
That's seven years.
That's like terrifying how much time has passed. It still feels relevant.
I know, it's creepy. You know what's terrifying? I'm going to turn 35 in like a week and a half.
Well, you
That's
know,
terrifying.
I just turned 36.
Isaac's like, I'm 40. But yeah, when I read that, I was like, you didn't even give me any context. You just sent the copy paste. You were like, this doesn't need any context.
Did you understand almost immediately?
Oh, absolutely.
You knew. Once you saw, you knew.
Yeah, and I know you love that shit.
Oh yeah, well, it's like, I mean, maybe what I'll do is I'll pull up some of the other reviews so we can go over those, because it is just, you know, it's my nectar. It's what feeds me. Okay, here we go. The epic tale of the fall of Created, formerly Jarek, is one of the parallels of the story of Icarus. In the midst of the creator economy, the micromanagement at the topmost levels, smart as they tell you, they are refused to incorporate tools in their flagship product to help creators monetize, get their stories seen, forgetting running ads to social media unless it was for their partner-sponsored challenge, or even get their stories published, rejecting stories for being under 600 words, but not including a word counter. After the flagship product came to a digital marketing arm that immediately led and floated the company's revenue goals, but was ultimately cut into pieces, destroying the asset. Following that, several bad investments in a plant-based mac and cheese, a workout mirror, and other frivolous consumer items that could, even in the broadest definitions, never fit the mold for a self-proclaimed tech firm, just confused investors and employees that were tasked with marketing the services and products. To even call this company a passion project at this point is at some points laughable. This is a lifeline for the EC and CEO and COO. So I think we know who do you know who the EC and the CEO are?
What's EC stand for?
Executive Chairman.
Who is that?
I'll give you a guess. It's the person you think it is.
Oh, okay. I thought he was the CEO.
Well, because he switched titles. He gave that to like Justin, I think, the CEO. Right. I think the COO is Lori Weinberg. No, CEO is like this woman called Lori Weinberg. We never met her.
No, did she work there when we worked?
No.
Oh, okay.
She was like a kind of investor person. I don't think we ever encountered her. And maybe Justin's the CEO, or maybe he's the president. He has some stupid title where he gets paid too much to just like.
He doesn't do shit.
Dig around in Photoshop and then act indignant when you ask for help.
Oh yeah. They always like preach like he would preach if you need help just ask Justin, and then you ask him. And I remember one time, you know what I asked him a question. You know what he did? He sent me a link to Google. And what was that? What was it called?
Yeah, I know the Google thing.
Let me Google that for you.
Let me Google that for you.
Yeah, and it went to there. I was like, I never even saw that before, so I was confused. But I was like, and then afterwards, I was like, wow, what a dick.
It is the most dickish thing the most dismissive thing that you can do. Like, I think my brother, he works at Microsoft, a real company, and he talks about how... Like,
a real company.
How an intern that he didn't like kept on asking him questions, and he did that to the intern to give her the impression that, like, she should just bug her off.
Yeah.
And she eventually went to him, I don't think you like working here. And he just sent her another Google link. But, that is the ultimate modern way of just saying, fuck you.
Yeah.
So, that is Jeremy. And let's continue with this screaming and belittling anyone who ever thinks to dissent, despite the fact that their glaring efforts to take an asset selling near $20 a share and plunging it below $1 when the NASDAQ predicts this near corpse of a company, the employees are apt to be the only ones who suffer, as the EC will coddle the CEO/COO while singing his own praises and demeaning the rest of his base about how they're not enough. Does that tell you who that is? Does that sound pretty spot on?
Yeah, it sure does.
I even got called stupid on different occasions in broad daylight and for doing what the EC told me to do. Well, Julio.
Oh, poor guy. I would love to get Julio on here.
Oh, God. Well, he's now in Florida, so you're not getting his ass.
Conference call.
Yeah, man,
we're going to Zoom him in here.
We'll Zoom him in here. We'll use that shit.
That'd be amazing. We talked to him last time. That was a really good time. I'm upset he moved to Florida.
Yeah.
He was a lot of fun. Even without that, he's cool.
Yeah, that was a fun time when we were just sitting in the pool just shitting on Jared for like 40 minutes.
And he had a lot of shit. Way more than I could have imagined.
He gave you some good shit. It was worth it.
Yeah, because there was worse stuff. There was worse stuff, like personal stuff that he would say to him.
Yeah. Oh God. Like the racial. The funniest thing is like always the HR is like the word that like that's like the boogeyman because he knows that's like this repellent. The garlic, you can't, the garlic is just going to come and make you want to run away. It's just going to make you terrified, and that is what Jeremy is afraid of, the garlic that's going to have you run into the sun. All right, so let's keep this going.
He's a vampire.
He is a vampire. Oftentimes described as an abusive relationship among senior managers, job titles and duties are both undefined and opaque, and the expectancy to work 10 to 14 hours a day is not unheard of. The pay is peanuts compared to what the fat cats are making, and don't you dare have a single thought that isn't resonant with the hyperbole being spewed out by the upper management's collective trash holster. The fact that the EC is still able to excite, con investors on his products, assets, and companies is ludicrous. Mostly as I don't understand how everyone in his network hasn't blackballed him. The worst part about all of this, though, is the idea that started out as a cool one. But as with Icarus, those who can see through the fabric ravings of a man obsessed with only his own status and paycheck will recognize the sun is melting away his protections, and the fall will be a spectacle. To those who will work there still, get a year's worth of experience if you can stomach it and get out fast. I hate to imply that you're a great culture match so long as you can fit into a tight sweater, but the beta males at the helm are too narrowly focused on their own egos and appearances that they certainly do prefer people who are seen and not heard. Advice to management: go to therapy, lest the CFO, who's been floating the company with efforts by the finance and accounting teams for the decade plus they've been open, each and every upper management level individual who works at the company, to define anything they do as work would be a gross over-exaggeration. He needs to come off their pedestal, look around at the reality around them, and seriously contemplate how entirely useless they are in a professional, accredited, and moral setting.
What medium was this posted on?
This was on Glassdoor. Glassdoor is the best place to get your your Jarek Media, your created reviews.
I'm pretty sure Jeremy posted on Glassdoor reviewing his own company and giving it, that's sad, and giving it 5 stars, and the audacity under pros and cons. Cons, he put like not enough good restaurants around the area.
Well, the funny thing is that, like, every now and then you'll see a 5-star review when they're like too many negative reviews, and then
they make some poor schlep that's been there for like a month make a review.
Yeah, exactly, because you want to be on the insider team. This company's going off. This is you're on the cusp of a rocket ride, baby. This is Elon Musk and Tesla and Mark Zuckerberg, and you better not look back because we're taking the revolution to us. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're supposed to have you get percentage of the company, right? You get a.
Oh yeah, the next to worthless stock that had like a 1-20 split, just to like stay afloat.
Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, that hasn't been, because you monitor that shit like almost every day.
Oh yeah.
So that was the first one in how long? First big negative review in how long?
Oh no, there are other ones. This is just like the crescendo. This is the
I thought there hadn't been like a big one in a while though.
There have been littler ones. I can share them with you. I'll see if I can pull them up.
Because every once in a while there's like a really, because they hire writers there's a really good one every once in a while, written by like a writer.
Yeah, you get that, and it's like, marbled steak from the heavens when you get those reviews, and they somehow think that like, they're disposable. They won't ruin the reputation. They won't come back for us. But and you get those like ones from that. That was exceptional. That was filet mignon. But there have been recently. I've been there's sometimes there are droughts, but like I swear I've seen one like every once or 2 weeks because I get bored. It's like one of my staples. I saw all the stupid trends on Twitter. No stupid manga comics to read. Nothing on YouTube that's new. No drama stuff to dig into. All right, I'm gonna go to Glassdoor. I'm gonna see if anyone added anything to Jared.
I do that for there. I also do that for that. Do you remember? After we're done with talking about Jarek, we're gonna talk about like interviews and that kind of bullshit that we don't like.
All right, so I got something.
All right, I'm gonna turn off my fan, but keep talking.
All right. Stay away at all costs. Toxic environment. The office is a minimal, sleek design, young workforce. They give you a work laptop, nearly unlimited freedom. That's the pros. Then the cons was I was demanded to come back to the office before we had vaccines. I had to come back to an office for the CEO would yell at the top of their lungs over every meaningless minutia, micromanaging every detail of his employees' days. Sometimes it was so intense I would fear for my well-being. There was often dog
for your well-being, he's not going to do shit physically.
Sometimes it was so intense I would fear for my well-being. There was often dog poop in the office that wouldn't be cleaned up for days.
Whose dog? Whose dog was going in there?
I know Danielle has a dog, and I think she supposedly started bringing the dog in.
Oh yeah, her dog was cute. I never brought my dog in.
Well, I don't think Maggie existed when you were there.
You're right. I don't think she did.
I don't think you had a dog to bring.
You brought.
Yeah, Bella. She's not around for this world anymore.
What's the other one?
What? Bella or Captain Crunch?
No, there was another one with like a French name.
What, Natasha's dog?
No, your dog had like there was like a French name.
Bella.
No, but there was like a French name too. Wasn't there a different dog?
Bella was my dog. I can't speak for anyone else's dog.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
You remember that day when we wasted like half a day where Jeremy wanted to film that shitty reality show
of us, and it was fucking just bullshit?
No, it wasn't us. It was like he made like Chelsea and
they switched jobs, right?
Yeah, they switched jobs.
Haley was really mad. She hated that.
Jeremy just loved it because he was like, jerking himself off like, yeah, I'm producer. I'm like Rick. You know
who I watch a lot of Barstool stuff now? Mm-hmm. You ever watch, do you know Dave Portnoy?
Yeah. I mean, I know of him. But,
yeah, he does all the pizza reviews too. And I see so much. I like him a lot, but I see a lot of Jeremy there because I feel like that's who he was trying to be. It was like Dave Portnoy. Because Dave Portnoy does whatever the fuck he wants, but he's actually successful and rich.
That's the thing is like people like assholes. They like the Tony Starks, but they have to like be successful and have. There was never any metric of success. There was just I was at the Canada Bank and I made $1 million, and this is how the real sharks work. This is you need to think. You need to think on this level. If you're not thinking on this level, blah 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 blah. He would just give completely contradictory.
You got to think outside the box. Organic growth.
Organic growth.
Low-hanging fruit.
You got to be thinking about how to jack the Amazon listings. You got to put on the reviews.
It's the bell curve.
You got to get that Sheila Kennedy book. I remember, Tosh just having this, horrible realization because she was, a young, little, naive, I'm the cute little blonde. I'm so cute and perfect. And then she kind of realized how shitty of a place it was when she was, reading the books and she saw there were, errors in it and it was, they're falling apart.
Oh, my God.
Just,
there were errors in that book?
Yeah, in the Sheila Kennedy book.
She was really nice, though, Sheila Kennedy.
I didn't have much dealing with her. Were you there?
She seemed very sweet, yeah. Yeah, she was very nice.
I just love the official people who came in there and then just they gained less and less trust. There's that writer from the New York Times who's get all your stuff on Vocal. It'll be great. You'll be monetized. He's like, no, fuck you. You're paying me.
Oh, I even
I think his name was Glenn Kenny.
Where was it? Facebook. I was looking at reviews and there were people trashing it a lot, and I think I messaged a couple of them being like, yeah, that's.
Well, it's a
Sounds
terrible
about right.
business model that, like, oh, here's this medium ripoff, and we're just gonna pay you money, but where's that money fucking coming from? Oh, probably investors. So it's like this inverted pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
Of, like, using investor money to, like, pay people to write stupid articles in hopes that they go viral. I always have this revolting sense of disgust whenever I see, like, a vocal article.
Yeah,
that's
me
like
too.
organically in, like, a Facebook group, and I'm like, no, don't let them succeed.
Oh, this girl that I'm friends with, who I went to Rowan with her, and then we actually produced like one of the big projects together. It was like a talk show as one of the final projects for a class, and then we kept in touch. We've seen each other recently, and she posted, like, she's an actress in like South Jersey, Philadelphia area, and she posted like, oh, here I was interviewed, and it was them. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, that's not real.
When were they? So like someone interviewed her.
Yeah, just as being an actress and stuff.
Well, so was it them or was it someone who's like writing and posting the interview on Vulcan?
I don't know. I'll have to look that up.
Because like that's always the interesting distinction. So all right, you want another review?
Sure.
All right, so let's see. Here's a fake one. Surprised by the bad reviews.
Yeah, okay.
I wish I'd listened to the bad reviews. Oh, no. God damn it. Oh, this is what I hate about Glassdoor, is that they ask you to, like, sign in to get to the good shit. We'll see what I can skim across.
Is that one of the ones where you can anonymously post?
Yeah. Well, I tried to post that review, that scathing review, but it didn't go through. I don't know why.
Yeah, your review, right?
It didn't get approved. I don't know how that big one got approved, but
that's bullshit that they wouldn't approve it.
I know.
Would you put too much bad words in it?
Maybe. Well, no, there was no bad words, but maybe it was the fact that I said it is a company that doesn't make any money. But like that's not like Business Insider facts, because I know that they don't like that on Glassdoor. But you know,
try to post it again.
It's a publicly saved. It's a public company.
You could say whatever you want about them. Yeah.
And not only that, you could like see that they're not making any money.
Yeah, they are. They just get more investors. That's how they make money.
I still can't believe it's gone on for this long, and it's like every time you look at the quarter, it's like $6 million lost, $20 million lost.
Oh,
it's always
where are they getting these investors? Like, how do they do that? Is he that good of a salesman?
Maybe.
I mean, good for him if he's that good of a salesman.
There was a time, like, I listened to a lot of his pitches, and, the part where the illusion of Jarek started to break was when he was like, Amazon affiliate links that every fucking Twitch streamer has?
Yeah.
He was, like, trying to sell that as, like, a proprietary thing that only they had. So we put these links in these articles, and then we get a percentage of everything we sell through the articles. And I'm like, this is a tool that's available to anyone and everyone.
You said that to him straight up.
I never said it to him directly, but that was just what I was thinking in my head.
Isaac, you lasted a while after I did.
I mean, not much
longer.
You
know they were going to fire you, and we were like, no, we got to save Isaac.
When were they going to fire me?
I don't know, a couple months before they canned me.
Why was Eddie telling you that they were going to fire me, or
because they didn't make any money, so they had to. You were the lowest, you were the newest in our group there.
Well, weren't they going to get rid of? Well, let's think about the order. They had that kind of hot girl with the weird voice. Remember her?
I'm gonna have to be more descriptive.
There were, all right, so
I don't remember anyone with a weird voice.
There was initially like Paul, Jose. You, me, and then there was
Jackie.
Jackie, yeah. She was
Jackie was very nice. When I started working there, she was the manager. She was the video manager, or whatever you want to call it.
Was she the video
She was the manager. Yep.
She
was the manager of the group. She was smart, but it's just I don't know what. I think he got rid of her mostly because, like, I guess we didn't need that. He wanted to micromanage us, so we didn't need her.
Well, I thought Eddie was the manager. Well, there were a lot of superfluous positions where I was not quite sure what the fuck.
And then remember Tosh was managing us for a while?
I don't know what the fucking point of that was. And then there was, remember Tyler, the guy? I managed to survive over him.
Tyler.
He was a decent editor. Did like the pumpkin sketch.
Oh, is he the one that brought in his black magic? I don't know.
There was a guy who brought in a tablet, but then there was another guy named Tyler.
Oh yeah, the tablet. Yeah.
Tyler was there for like, I don't know, 3-4 weeks.
No, that wasn't the tablet guy.
Yeah, Tyler was not the tablet guy.
Right. Tyler was the one with the... Yeah, but the tablet guy was not the one with the black magic.
Who was the one with the black magic?
I'm pretty sure that was Tyler. And he also left his speaker. He left his speakers at the work at the job. And I still didn't get my fan that I left there, Isaac. You still owe me a fan. And then during that, Susie took my Buzz Lightyear. And when they were like, "Hey, we have to let you go," I was like, "All right, where the fuck is my Buzz Lightyear? I want my Buzz Lightyear." And Eddie was like, "Yeah, we'll find it we'll find it and can send it to you." I'm like, "Yeah, like you sent Tyler his speakers." Because he never got those speakers.
He never got
back.
those speakers. Yeah, it was like a litany list of Star Trek Love Boat. That was the funniest part. Getting like
Star Trek Love Boat. Yeah.
Well,
and you got to do all those. Really, you got the worst ones that he made you do. Remember that? Oh, remember that dancing one with what's his name?
Patrick Swayze
from Roadhouse and from Dirty Dancing. Yeah. And he was just like. Funny. I thought it was funny because it was so bad, but he thought it was like good, like it was actually good. I thought it was hilarious because I think the best part was that I told you to show Rocco that video, and you were like, no. I was like, no, Rocco, you got to see Isaac's best video that he ever edited, and your face while showing him that video, you were just like disgusted that he was seeing this video as an example.
So the funny thing, well, it's funny about Rocco because I follow him on Twitter, and every now and then I respond to like a comment, and he got into this whole pissing match with, you know who Tim Pool is?
Yeah, that sounds very familiar. What exactly?
He's like a journalist. He used to work at Vice. Now he's kind of like, his shtick is like, I'm the liberal who was so disaffected by the left. Now he kind of like talks about like, he tries to be a moderate, but he's kind of like, the millennials right wing guy, or at least that's how he comes across from like how he has. And then so Rocco went over to Tim Pool's like mansion because Tim Pool is like one of the most successful live streams on YouTube. So he gets like millions of dollars of just people donating, just reading the news. And there was a really funny stream where Rocco's like talking about how he's building this scanner, he's going to do this investigative journalism, and Tim Pool is like being so self-conscious. Well, my journalism, it's good too. It's good too. You know, I always check my sources and I read the news. That's all you do. You just read news articles, you motherfucker. That's all you fucking do. So anyway, they were originally Tim Pool was funding this project, and Rocco was going to do his gonzo gangster journalism, unleash the people using their crypto ledgers and whatever. Because every time on Twitter, it's like Rocco's got like this thing. He's got this lead. Oh, I've got I'm going to expose the bad people. I've got this ledger. Oh, I've got him now. I've got the web ledger. Ooh. But then he never quite gives you the payoff, and you're like, oh, when's the guy going to get exposed? Oh, I'm too dumb. I'm just going to go follow the new Marvel movie. But anyway, so he got into a pissing match with Tim Pool. And Tim Pool like kidnapped a dog of like the person he was working with.
What? That's fucked up.
There was like this whole. It was like this whole cat.
Kill somebody.
This whole cat scandal where the dog or cat was held hostage, and eventually they got it back. But I think Rocco released a parody video about it, about the cat being held hostage. And now
was it a cat or a dog?
I think it was a cat.
All right, never mind. I don't care anymore.
So now Rocco's like always constantly tweeting about Tim Pool, saying like, I'm coming for you, you stupid beanie. I know you're bald under there. He's just on this warpath.
That's great.
I love it. And it gets crazier because like, all right, so here's a 6 degrees of separation. You remember the YouTuber Monkey Jones?
Yeah.
Did those sketches? We had fun making those little movies.
Monkey Jones!
So he has a podcast where he's like one of the people on his podcast is like friendly. He's friends with Tim Pool's brother Chris Pool. And Chris Poole's like a complete like conspiracy theorist. You know, they're coming to get you. They're doing the adrenochrome. They stole the election completely, like all the right wing stuff. Trump's fighting against the elites, QAnon, and you're never quite sure what he's serious about, and what he's joking. Although I feel like he's serious about 80% of it. The elites are coming. The food shortages, it's coming down, and then the vaccine's gonna reprogram you. And I don't understand why he doesn't like the vaccine, because he's like, you know, Trump made the vaccine. It's his big thing. Why aren't you all shooting it up? You love everything else Trump does. Well, and so anyway, Rocco is like shitting.
Funny
on...
you say that, because usually they don't give Trump credit for the vaccine.
Yeah, that is the funniest thing. Who the establishment media?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they mostly don't. That is his like big accomplishment. He tries to sell it up, but his base is like, no, that's what they want. But it is funny. So anyway, so Chris Poole's on this podcast talking to Monkey Jones, and Rocco's like shitting on him on Twitter, saying Tim Poole's dumbass brother, who's just a stupid stoner and plays Warcraft all the time, doesn't do anything. I'm coming for you, Chris Poole. And then it was funny. I was like, ooh, I wonder what Chris Poole's on Twitter. And then I found out, because I interacted with Rocco, that Chris Poole had blocked me.
That's so... But why? That's so random.
So it just goes to show you that, like, Chris Poole's still reading Rocco's tweets.
Oh, because you keep writing stuff?
Yeah, well, yeah, because I basically, like, Rocco will write something and I'll write a reply saying, oh, go after Tim Poole.
Has he ever replied to you?
No, of course not.
Why not?
Oh, Rocco? Yeah,
Yeah.
a few times. Every now and then. Like, when I say...
He remembers you and everything?
Yeah, that's
very cool.
It's nice of him. So
you got him. He quoted you. I mean, you got a quote from him.
Yeah,
for
I got
your,
a quote for my comic.
Yeah. What is
Shonen King.
Yeah. Next time on Shonen King.
the great voiceover for that Kickstarter.
What are you doing with that anyway? Shonen King.
It's you want to know what's going on with it?
Puppington Barkowitz.
It's sitting on Amazon, and every couple of months someone buys it, and that's about it.
How many you sell so far?
I don't know. I'd have to look. 30, 40. Nothing super impressive.
Yeah. That's cool though.
I mean, the problem with it is it's a money sink. Like, we found a guy, and it cost like $200, well, like $600 to do an issue. But like, when you're only getting like 35 cents for like selling a 99-cent copy, it just becomes a money sink. So, unless I become super rich, it's gonna stay that. I mean, I'd love to keep on doing it, but I'm not the kind of person who throws away money on into a hole and sets it on fire.
Yeah. A guy named Isaac Shapiro does not throw away money.
Yeah, exactly. So Rocco was like the former EIC of Vice, and eventually what happened was Jeremy somehow courted him. I think he paid him like $20,000 a month.
Yeah, it was some
ridiculous amount. He used his millionaire money, and the funniest thing was just to have him around and not listen to anything he said.
Yeah, even he was basically like a consultant.
Yeah, he was like a consultant,
like not even a real employee. So he didn't need to care, but even he was getting annoyed.
Well, there was that time where they had that model come in who was like shooting, and then they like laid it on Rocco.
The brunette, or was it because we had a couple. There was the brunette, and then there was that blonde girl that we used a couple times.
Yeah, I think it was the blonde one.
Yeah, forget her name, but yeah.
She came in, and Rocco was freaking out. We were all freaking out because we felt like dumbasses because we had no idea what the fuck we were supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rick came in and eventually and then Rocco was getting super stressed about it because like nobody likes to have that uncomfortableness of like being thrown into a position where you're supposed to do something, but you have no idea what you're supposed to do, and you're just standing there with like impotently, your metaphorical work dick in your hand, and you just feel like an incompetent loser.
Yeah, we saw a bunch of interesting people come through that place. Aaliyah Janine, remember when you did? remember like the video? I was supposed to edit that video. I was like, I have no idea because like that's not my style. I was like, Isaac, can you do it? And you made it like so corny, but like exactly what he wanted. You were like to the music, and you were like, dun, 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 but you like zoomed in on her butt. Like it was really funny. I never would have thought to do anything like that because I usually do like the other ones, and you dun, 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 dun. It was so good. It was so good.
I wish I still had it. The Jarek YouTube channel is dead.
Yeah.
The funniest thing was that like Jeremy had this delusion that like with our shitty cameras that we were gonna like produce a Netflix special.
Bro, when I first started working there, the lights they used were just like office lamps, office lamps that you put on your computer or your desk. They had a bunch of them on like a metal thing facing that way, and I'm like, like really cheap soft boxes aren't that expensive. You could buy like 3 for like 150. So I brought in mine because I was just like, guys, this is like sad. If you actually have people coming in to film, they're gonna be like, at least have the illusion. That's what they were good at. At some points, having the illusion that they were successful. Like when I first interviewed, they were like, "Oh, here's our little what's that thing that Stacy used to use with the that light thing."
Oh, the light thing with where they showed all the pictures, the Guccione pictures.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're like, "Oh, this is our voiceover room. And this is our green screen room." Like, "Oh wow, voiceover room." Before I started working there, the voiceover room was literally just a closet. Like they didn't have anything there.
Yeah, what holds it together is like the dreams of like those buzz. Well, I mean, this will be interesting.
The dreams of college students right out of school.
Because it is so fucking hard to get an interview with those like BuzzFeeds or media conglomerates, and they're all also half dead. So the idea that you're like in this scrappy underdog like media thing, like it kind of holds you together, and it makes you take so much freaking abuse.
But even BuzzFeed's like a joke.
I mean, they're a joke, but they're a joke with like a $60K salary and free meals.
That's fair, but you see, all of the most successful people from BuzzFeed no longer work for BuzzFeed, and then they make their videos. There's like a whole video thing that's like why I quit BuzzFeed or something like that.
Yeah, it's a very popular genre. I mean, you're right, they're a joke, but like, what would you rather have? If
Bro, they were painting with their period blood.
Would you rather paint a period blood or set up lights for workout things that never come?
Oh yeah, remember what was that workout? Before the Jarek YouTube died, I downloaded a bunch of stuff because a lot of it was like stuff that I did that on the back end, like the editing part of it was like decent. Mm-hmm. So I do have the yoga for the first time video starring Isaac and a few others. The tree pose.
Do you have the eating the nugget test?
No, because I didn't edit that. I didn't have anything to do with that one. That one was terrible.
That was like so many just random stupid ideas that were like, everything about that was. And
I have a lot of the top 10s, but that's like Watch Mojo.
Yeah.
Like, no one's going to touch Watch Mojo ever.
I love it when the point where, like, he didn't even want voiceover for that. He just wanted, like, clips of them. It was just like, no, this is how it does.
Like, any kid can do that and just post it online. Like, that doesn't... And then even our trailer trash stuff, like, if he didn't have anything to do with it, we could have actually made something creative out of that. But he was like, I want you to do this, and he's going to like it, and you're going to not like it. Like, remember the trailer trash?
Yeah, of course I remember that.
We were the stars
of a failed man's ambition.
Yeah, and it was kind of stupid that we were just standing there, and instead of talking about the trailer, initially we just watched it and got recorded as we watched it, and then said, "Oh, here, this is what's happening now, and that's there." It was really stupid.
Yeah, that thing was so embarrassing. God, I wonder what Rick's real opinion of all the shit we were doing.
Yeah, I don't know.
So tell me, when they were trying to kill me, what was going on? What was the talk?
There wasn't anything big. They were just saying, like, I think they probably just said, "Oh, we're gonna have to let Isaac go or something," just because you were the newest one of. And usually, what they did was they would fire one person in each
each cluster,
each area. But no, there was no like big conversation. There was just like
oh, he's fucking up.
No, you weren't fucking up at all. It was just you were just the lowest person on the totem pole at that point.
Yeah.
That just makes sense. It's like seniority. Like it was
true.
nothing crazy. That was crazy when I got let go, because I got let go like the same day as like 3 or 4 managers.
Well, you were pretty much let go. Like that was always the thing that pissed me off, is like they would let go people and then they would hire new people.
Yeah, also why they let me go is because I was, I think 2 days or something like that, 1 or 2 days from my 1-year anniversary. So then they would have had to give me, because they were supposed to give you, like, automatically give you, like, a raise or something.
Were they supposed to give you?
There was something like that.
Because I remember, like, originally the pitch was like, all right, you're going to work hourly, and then once you get to 6 months, you get salary.
Okay, so they did that for me. But I know a lot of other people that came after me that they did not do that for. Because even Haley, she was mad because I think the pitch to me was after 3 months. So then after 3 months, even though they were a little late, I was like, I'm supposed to be, salaried now. Which I don't even know if that's, if the amount of hours you have to work at that place, I don't even know if that was a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But I remember I was telling Haley, she was like, you got salary that fast? She was mad. I'm like, I don't know. It wasn't that much anyway. But.
Well, this is an interesting thing. What got you to Jarek? And I'll tell you my story of what got me there.
I think it was just.
Was it a Craigslist ad?
I think it was Indeed. And I fucking hate Indeed in general.
Indeed is the worst.
Indeed is fucking stupid. They don't care about the people that are trying to get jobs. They care about the people that are posting the jobs. They only care about the job posters.
Yeah, and the best is when you've got the Indeed scammers where it's like, be my personal assistant. I'm going to send you a check, and then I'm going to have you wire it to Western Union.
I've never seen those, but I've seen creepy ones on Craigslist that are like, looking for a personal assistant. You can live with me, and it must be around 20 years old and hot and fit.
So you found it on Indeed, and then you got in, and then the funny thing is that like they try and make it sound like it's a prestigious process, but they pretty much like almost everyone who interviewed got brought in. Yeah,
I remember I got interviewed by Paul and Eddie, and I was nervous, and it was also really weird because you remember. Getting there, like there's no sign for Jarek Media. There's like a little filthy gorgeous thing. I'm like, what is this? It was really confusing and weird.
The whole thing is like really weird and confusing and doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
God, it'd be great. I don't know if you convince him to get on. Who'd be really cool to talk to is Greg. Was it?
Greg, yeah.
Every now and then I post on him on Facebook and I'm like, I hope you're doing well.
I think I saw a couple. I like Greg. He posts a lot of good stuff. He was always a really nice guy.
Really nice, nonchalant guy.
Yeah. He's just like so chill. Like, yeah, man. Like, yeah, no, he was always very cool.
Well, I remember he was like, he's supposed to be the producer. We're supposed to whip us into shape. And it's like, okay, what do you think? Oh, yeah, that's cool. And it is like, I mean, he lasted a decent amount of time, but like.
Because I feel like he had some pull. Like, he had like actual followers and things like that.
Well, he'd worked in like a few like media companies.
Yeah, he was pretty successful on his own. I think that's one of the main reasons they wanted him. Like he did really good with the Exotica stuff, and that which was crazy. It was funny because like you're very good at like the geek room stuff. Remember, you're very good at interviewing people at the Comic-Cons.
Yeah.
But like Exotica was like not your scene at all.
Probably not. No,
No.
He was probably definitely the guy to get at Exotica, even though I'm sure all those interviews are dead and buried.
Yeah, we did see what's her name a few times. Mary Jean, and her dog
Is she
Milo.
a porn star?
Yeah, very much so. I remember.
Wasn't she the star of Baked, the terrible looking recipes?
I don't think so. You think about the blonde girl.
All right, so maybe I'm getting confused. But wait, so to bring back my point, so this is how I got into Jarek Media. I was at this place called the Art Factory in Patterson. I don't know if you've ever been there.
That place does weddings.
Yes.
I was there for a wedding this past spring or something.
They do a shit ton of weddings. So the reason why I went to the Art Factory is it looked like, they do all this filming there. They do all these projects, all these venues. And there was like a short film that was filmed there, and I asked, are there any job opportunities? And I had an interview with the crazy wife of the owner, and she's like, you can come, but no one's being paid. And, you have to. What are you worth? And I was like, all right, I'm unemployed. I'll just stick it out and see. At least it gives me a place to go in the morning, so I don't have that sad reputation where you gotta look at your mother. Since I was living home at the time, you're not doing anything. It's like, oh, what are you doing to find a job? So I did that, and it was funny though. She even offered me the opportunity to like make money by renting out the wedding venues. but like it would be only commission only, and I hate commission only. I
fuck
despise that.
That's like selling knives door to door.
Yeah, exactly. It's selling knives. Ooh, hey, you want this? You want to come to this wedding? You want to come to this wedding to see? So I was like, I don't know, unpaid intern there, and I was desperately looking for a way out because I despise having an informal, structured environment.
How long did you work there?
Pretend work, maybe 2 months and a half.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
Month, 2.
And where did you find the Jarek media?
So there was this woman who came in an interview. Maybe you remember her, Brittany, kind of a heavyset African American woman.
Yeah, didn't she go by like yeah? She's the one that hired me. She's the one I contacted, like email wise.
So she told me
she's very nice.
She told me about Jarek.
She must have left before I interviewed and actually started the job. So that was probably a bad sign.
So she told me about Jarek Media. I looked it up. I was like, oh my God, this is in New Jersey. This is cool. Media.
I know, right? We don't have to go to the city. That's what you're looking for, right?
Yeah, that's great. I can be why not? Why not send an interview? Why not send an email? Nothing can happen. And I think Justin replied back to me. And then I got the interview, and from there.
I remember your interview when you came in. Well, it was not the initial interview when you first talked to Jeremy. I remember because I was sitting right outside, and that was the weird thing. He wanted everything to be very transparent, so we could hear everything going on in there. And he was like asking you these weird questions. Are you Jewish?
Yeah.
Are you Jewish? You're like, yeah. Why? And I remember you kept saying, yeah. Why? I'm like, don't question it, bro. Just answer the.
Well, you're not technically. That's illegal. You're not supposed to ask like.
I know. He just knew. He could tell. He was like, we're Hebrews.
We're Hebrews. Yeah, this kind of. I remember he watched some of my YouTube videos. And he'd like replay it. Oh, wow! Why do you do this? You have this bird spinning around. Oh, well, it's shit, but you got potential. I see what you got. We're gonna give you slave wages. You're gonna get $10 an hour. We're gonna put you to work.
I used to remember with the stupid, the Star Trek Love Boat, and what was the other one? It was Star Trek Shark Tank.
Yeah.
He used to be like, just give Isaac the files. It's like a bear to raw meat. It's giving raw meat to a bear. Let's talk about the job interview process. Did you had any weird, not with them in general, but I know you have a lot of complaints about Indeed and the way job interviews go and the way they're described and like the ninja fucking thing.
Oh yeah. I think the hiring process has just been fucked for a long time.
Absolutely.
I feel like every job wants this amazing ninja unicorn. They expect less. They have all these stupid terms. We want a rock star. We want a ninja. Okay, so you want a rock star. That means I can arrive 4 hours late and, coked out of my mind, right? That's what a rock star does. A rock star isn't someone who files in triplicate and cleans off all the dust. That's not a rock star.
Yeah.
I don't know why we've come to associate rock star with like menial tasks and other bullshit. Ninjas.
Yeah. No, that's true. I use it in the correct way. Like I say, this girl that I see at the food truck festivals, I say she looks like a rock star, but she's doing drugs all the time. So I'm accurate. But
yeah. So that's the worst. I hate the fact that it's like this. You've got these algorithms that filter you out. It's impossible to get an interview, and you have to just go through this miserable process of sucking their dick. Oh my God, I just love it. And it's like, can we just be honest here? Why do you want to work here? Because it's funny nowadays. I get on LinkedIn. I always get talks from. Well, actually, I got something funny for you. I get reached out because of my brief time at Yelp for sales positions, and sometimes I do interviews but I don't do the interviews very well just because I'm angry and bitter and don't really want the job that much.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's like, why do you want to work at Solera, blah, blah, blah? Because you reached out to me, and I asked how much money it was. Why do you think? And then they sound disenthused. And it's like, nobody likes sales. There was one guy I had this rant on. And it's like, why do you think there's a Pulitzer Prize-winning play called Death of a Salesman? There isn't death of a baseball player, death of an astronaut, death of a rock star. It's death of a salesman.
Yo, what did he say to that?
He didn't respond. So I had this really funny guy reach out to me. And, it would have been my dream job, but it was like a sales job for G4. You remember G4?
Yeah.
G4 came back, baby.
Oh, there you go.
They came back, and I was actually like, you know what? I'm going to try this. I know I'm not going to get it. The stuff he's describing, I don't know why he reached out to me. It's far more senior than any shit I did. Mm-hmm. But I know G4. I know gaming.
Yeah. You're perfect for that.
Let's see what happens. But I asked him, well, do you know about the Frost controversy?
No.
So G4 came back, and they had this. She's like an esports shoutcaster, and there was this segment on the reboot of G4 where she like calls out like the G4 audience for being sexist, and like Morgan Webb wasn't there for you to fap to, Olivia Munn wasn't there to fap to, and you think that saying that like I'm less bangable is a compliment? What the hell? Blah blah blah. Women's rights. No sexism in the video games, and then they kind of like gave an applause. But here's the big problem. G4's audience back in the day wasn't like Kotaku, Polygon leftists. It was kind of like middle of the road, bro. Maybe slightly intelligent bros or regular bros. That was the audience. It was kind of like a moderate political audience. The kind of guy who comes home to play Call of Duty. Laughing.
You know who it was? It was Ron Paul people. It was Ron Paul people.
Ron Paul people. Yeah. So the idea of like throwing that audience under the bus, because like there's tools. If they say bad things, you got people in the stream chat to get rid of it. Delete the comments.
You can't say simp.
Yeah, you can't say simp. Put in banned words. Just like there's so many freaking tools that you can use to like just not acknowledge it, and then it goes away. That's the big thing that people on the internet don't seem to know. If you want something to go away, everyone thinks like, oh, we're going to make poor Jordan Peterson go away because we're going to give the biggest dunkest and show how stupid he is. But it just makes people double down on him.
That drives me crazy because he's not political at all. He's just talking about psychology.
Well,
and people take it as political.
He's been getting like, he became like the savior of the right.
But that's not what he wants.
I mean, you're right. I don't think that's what he wants.
That's not. He doesn't care. I don't think he cares about. First of all, he's Canadian. People probably don't even know that.
But like, there's so many videos of like little, trashy guys with bisexual lighting. It's like, this is why Jordan Peterson sucks and why feminism rules. And they all think that they're going to get that slam dunk, but it's just kind of like appeasing to the base.
But Jordan Peterson's not against feminism.
Well, it's a very, very complex issue, blah, blah, blah. Well, all right, so anyway, the point I bring up is instead they antagonize their audience. So I kind of talked about that. So you wanted me to pull up the message between it?
It was this between you and
the recruiter.
Oh, yeah. I like this. This is delve deep. I like this kind of stuff.
You're gonna. I think you're gonna enjoy this. Let me pull it up. But make sound and chatter while I find.
And then we'll have to talk about. Oh yeah. And then after that, I'm gonna pull up. Do you remember that interview I went on a while ago?
Which interview?
It was for this celebrity chef named.
Oh yeah,
Amir. And it was probably the worst interview I've ever been on because it was so
unprofessional and exploitive. I remember they made me work for.
You were so mad hearing that. You were like, you even offered, you were like, I will call them for you. You said, I will respond for you because you were so disgusted.
All right, so you ready?
Yes.
Hi, Isaac. My name is Alex, and I am the lead recruiter for G4. I saw your profile on LinkedIn, and you are open to work and have an account executive position available. I think you could be a great fit for. While the titles are somewhat misleading, this is a mid-senior level sales position at a G4 team. Without wasting time, the OTE cap is at $300,000. Our salary is $150,000, so you could double your guaranteed salary if it all goes well. Ooh.
Yeah, there you go.
If you are interested in hearing more, please respond. Blah 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 blah. Hey Alex, thanks for reaching out to me. I love G4, grew up watching it, and even had the privilege of working alongside several G4 alums like Brendan Hermes and Maddie Kirsch, alongside some talent currently at the network like Golden Boy.
Yeah, Golden Boy. Love that guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I have nothing but nice things to say about Golden Boy.
No, he seems really real.
I've always wanted to work there, but how well is the network doing, and how viable would be taking a sales position be over there? I've seen nothing but bad news ever since the Frost situation. The YouTube channel had to be rebranded to XPlay, and there's already news of reorganizational restructuring. All this makes me feel like the Comcast might cut their losses and discontinue the brand in a few months, and it seems like it'd be very difficult to make sales for a brand that seems to be struggling to keep its target demo engaged. Don't get me wrong, this is my dream job, but as someone who watches the gaming industry very closely, you can imagine I'm a little bit wary. Unless G4 is doing great on linear cable and social media, numbers don't really matter. So
that was very well written. Very good.
This is his response. Hey, Isaac, thanks for the inquiry. The link you sent was over 10 years old. That was my mistake, but there was a more recent article. So it's quite outdated. But not sure what the bad news came from Frost's situation, but if equally in the workplace and gaming specialty is a bad thing, if equality in the workplace and gaming specialty is a bad thing, this may not be the opportunity for you.
Wow.
G4 and its parent companies have an extremely high expectation for diversity and equality and inclusion. As of a week ago, this is internally, Comcast is backing G4 for another plethora of years. G4 has signed a deal with Pluto TV and is now on there. And what I see, our socials are growing exponentially. We have nothing but increasing reach on all channels. We just released a new show about a month ago on a weekly basis, have 100,000 viewers watching this show. So again, not sure what numbers you've been looking at, but it seems like we have different ideas for success. All right, so you ready for the kill shot?
Yeah, but why did they go off? Why did he go off like that? What did you say that was that made him like triggered?
I told you the Frost situation.
Yeah, but you didn't. Didn't you just mention that it was a thing?
Yeah,
but not like you didn't say you fucking hated her or something.
No, I didn't. I just said it was a thing. But it just shows you. Well, there's an interesting term that a YouTube channel that this guy who used to run this YouTube channel called Wisecracker founded it and then left it, and he calls it tribal signifiers. Where, like Amber Heard, you show what your tribe is depending on your opinion on a certain thing. So the Frost situation became like a tribal signifier where there's only two opinions. If you're a criticism, then you're an evil, misogynist bigot who hates women. And if you like it, you're for equality and diversity in gaming and yada yada.
Yeah, but only a Sith talks in absolutes.
Well, we live in an absolutist world.
Yeah, that's true.
So
you're either with me or you're against me.
Or you're against me, exactly. So you ready for my reply?
Yeah, let's do it.
That article was out of date, but I've also seen news stories about restructuring, and I'm all for equitable workplaces, but I do think a network that would speak out against sexism and misogyny in the workplace and in gaming would also not air something like this a week later. And you want to know what I included a link to?
What?
You know the streamer Amaranth? Hot Tub Girl? Sexy Hot Tub Girl?
Vaguely.
I'm surprised you don't know about her. She's like really infamous. So anyway, she's this Twitch personality.
I watch two streamers.
So she's this famous girl. She's got big busts. She's famous for like being the hot tub queen of Twitch, where she's like
the one that sells her water.
I think she does. I think she does sell her water. Belle Delphine was the first one to do that, but Amaranth also sells her water.
She was.
So anyway, they got her on G4, and they have like her in a hot tub, and she comes out with like a shake weight. You remember the shake weight? It's like the giant penis.
Oh
thing?
Yeah.
So, do equitable workplaces support bikini days and erotic shake weight play? I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but all these things seem like a sign of a network that's having a bit of an identity crisis right now, and typically they don't last long. Need I remind you of Venn? This is the place Maddie worked at, and I hope to work at. The video game entertainment news network that launched and died in the span of less than a year. I love a lot of the stuff I've seen on G4 so far, and I think the relaunch has been handled really well. By the same token, the public reception has not been so kind from what I see in the YouTube channels, have been struggling to gain momentum, since those metrics are very transparent and easy to find with a quick look at a social blade. And I'd hate to have such a great opportunity have me looking for a new job in less than 6 months. So here's his response.
Oh, I'm surprised you even got a response.
I know. I understand the confusion. Every show is different. Separately, if you'd like to move forward in the process, here. Please let me know. Otherwise, thanks for the conversation.
He didn't have much to say after that. Oh man. He's just like he was too, you tired him out on that one.
I just loved it that he maybe this place isn't for you. And I was like, oh, all right, it's on.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it is.
Yeah.
All right, let me find the celebrity chef guy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the celebrity chef and what you got in the store.
Oh, I spelled his name wrong. That's why. Okay, now I can find his Instagram. Yeah, so this might have, I think this was an Indeed thing as well. He's like a celebrity chef. He's got 52,000 followers.
On what, Instagram?
On Instagram. And usually that's like the highest amount of followers you have would be Instagram, except if you're a TikToker.
Yeah, TikTok, I wish I understood how that shit works.
So, I'm pretty sure I contacted them on Indeed because that's like, it's terrible, but I think it's like the easiest one and the thing people use the most when it comes to posting jobs. It sounded like a decent job. It was in Newark. It was exactly what I was looking for. Just like I kind of like the startup thing. I like that. I want to build something up.
You just want to work one that is like a real company and not someone's vanity project.
And I wear a lot of hats. I can do, I'm like a jack of all trades, master of none. But so I was like, okay, this is great. So I go to the interview. I talked to this girl Crystal, very nice, on the phone, very nice. We talked through email as well. She says, so this is a little weird, but the interview might last kind of long, like 3 hours. They just kind of want to see like what you can do. And I was like, you know what? That's okay. I get it because I can say I can do things, but if you want to watch me edit something, like that's fine. Like I thought, okay, maybe I'll have to do that. So I don't even remember what time the interview was. It might have been like noon, 11 a.m., something like that. I get there. There's like 2 other people there. Someone else walks in. There's like 4 people total, and it's inside a community center or something. I guess they just rent out a couple rooms in there. And that happens a lot where you have one room that's kind of like a public space.
Was it like a WeWork or kind of like that setup, like one of those shared workplaces?
It might have been. It felt like a boys and girls club because downstairs there was like a gymnasium and stuff. But it was interesting. That was.
So maybe it was like a boys and girls club or community center, and he just rented it out just for like.
That was pre-pandemic, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
But I'm trying to remember. I might have gotten like they might have tested me to see if I had like a fever, but I don't remember. I think there was a doorman. Yeah, so I was like, I didn't know where to go. I went upstairs. So. There's this one guy, I forget his name. I have his number still. He was calling me afterwards, and I was like, I'm not even gonna. This was such a joke. So they start talking about who he is. He's a celebrity chef. He wants to start his own brand of stuff, obviously. And he's also like a preacher and things like that.
I don't remember that detail.
No, yeah, because it didn't really. I don't know. It didn't really.
Was he like super Jesus-y?
No.
Okay.
No. So somehow I forget how it was even talked about. They were just talking about who he is and what he was looking for and what he wanted. And I met a couple people there. They were very cool. One of them was like a drone guy. He knew how to pilot a drone really well. This one girl used to work at a camera store. She knew everything about cameras. She was very, very knowledgeable in that aspect. Because I'm not like, I always fiddle with these things. I'm not great with the cameras. I'm better in the back end, like editing stuff. So somehow they were like, yeah, so we're thinking we're going to go, we're going to do a collab with this, I forget what it was called. It was a company that makes chef outfits, but like things you can wear like every day, not just when you're cooking. Mm-hmm. So it's like, whoa, Isaac, he's getting violent here. He's like, chef, I'm hungry. Yeah, so chef outfits you can wear anywhere. So apparently, they scheduled our company, it was an interview, it's a job interview, to come and film some like a promotional video for them for their Instagram that day. So I don't even. So the guy Amir, his like number 2, and then 4 or 5 people on a job interview went into the city in a one of those passenger vans.
That's so absurd that like I cannot think of any interview where it's like yeah, you got to go into the city. You're not going to be paid. We're going to do a project.
Yeah. How fucking crazy is that? Like, fuck that guy.
That is like the equivalent of like getting, Mexicans to go work at your drywall from like Home Depot.
Yeah, but then not paying them, and then not paying them, and say, if you say anything, I'm going to call whatever it is.
What, Child Protective
Services? Not CPS. The other ones.
Oh, the
Border Patrol.
Border Patrol.
Yeah, like that's fucked up. Like at least pay them.
Yeah.
So we film all for a while. We're there for a while. We even did some drone stuff, and actually the drone guy messed up, and they weren't filmed. They couldn't find the footage. They had to go back the next day. Like, how bad is that? You fuck up on an interview, but you have to go back to the city the next day. Fuck that. So I must have gotten home. It was already dark. 10 at night, something like that. 10, 11 at night. So I worked like a full day's work, more so. I was like a 10 hours or so working. So I remember we get back to the studio and I was like, all right, I'll take the lead on editing it, because why not? I had nothing else to do. Same thing, like keep yourself busy if you don't have anything going on. So they thought that they were going to send me like 200 or... What was I trying to do? I forget. We were trying to get like the footage, and then downloading it was taking so long. And then I think I edited part of it, and I was trying to send it to them through like Dropbox. But this is like hundreds of gigabytes.
And
so I'm like,
let me guess, they didn't like give you the company Dropbox with they had like 2 terabytes.
They didn't think about anything. And I'm not even talking about the amount. I'm talking about how long it would take. It said, I called the one guy. I was like, it's going to take like a day to send all this crap. So I can edit that shit tomorrow instead. And I don't know. And then I thought to myself, I'm like, why am I freaking out about this? Why am I nervous and getting anxiety because I can't do this? This is a fucking job interview for a place that's like means nothing, that is nothing right now. So the next day I got there bright and early, started editing stuff. Edited like a whole.
So is the editing suite in like the community center?
Yeah. So they have this very small room where they did a pretty good job in such a small space to have like certain like areas, like like right here. This is my my podcast area. I have it with stuff. That shoe I made. Here's me as a bobblehead. Stuff that's like defines me as a person. So they had like neon sign and stuff like that, like a mirror. I don't know, something. And so they have a really small space, and then next door is like probably like a space that anyone can use in the building. So there's just like tables and chairs in there. So I was editing in there like all day, and I had like I was trying to get the vibe of New Jersey, of the drive into the city and things like that, because he's being interviewed in the car, interviewed going inside, talking to the people and stuff. And so I was editing all morning. I must have been editing for like 4 hours. And then in the middle, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna go head to B&H. You gonna want to come?" I'm like, "I'm just gonna finish editing this, I guess." And so he like buys this like pizza and stuff. And I remember I showed everyone. I was like, "What do you guys think about this? What do you want me to change?" And this one kid, what was he gonna do? He was gonna. I don't know whether they didn't have any green screen stuff. There was something that I was like, he could probably do this better than me. Let me have him do this specific part of it. But that doesn't matter. But everyone's like, yeah, no, it looks really good. I like the vibe you went with. I like the different clips you used in the intro portion. And then when he watched it, he's like, I want to change all this. I want that. I want this here. I'm like, first of all, like I get it. He's in charge, but like, you're supposed to hire people that are better at something than you. Like, that's why when you're president, you have smart people around you. You don't have to be smart. You have smart people around you. He didn't know what he was talking about, so I was really insulted by that, all the stuff he wanted me to change.
Now, was that the chef who wanted?
That was the chef.
Yeah,
he was like, oh, I want you to change this, this, and this. And I'm like, well, maybe. Because, like, it's not like I'm getting paid or anything. So I forget what time I got home that day, but still I had to work like a while. At least he bought us pizza.
There you go. That's a somewhat
Yeah.
throwing you a bone.
But did you know that pizza is not acceptable as food on a film
No,
set?
but the reason I think he gets away with it is
It's the lowest form of thing you can buy somebody.
It's social media. This isn't a real film set.
I know. I'm just using that as an example to say that is the bottom of the barrel thing
True.
you could buy somebody.
True. It is. Pizza's not. You're right. Within film circles, it is pizza's looked down upon.
No, of course that doesn't count as a film set. So a few days later, we were thinking. I forget if I was who was I talking to. I think I was talking to the girl that knows about, and I don't remember what medium it was on. It was on one of those like stupid apps, like a WhatsApp or something. Mm-hmm. They made like a group
chat for like all the indentured servants.
Yeah, I forget exactly what it was. It might have been one of those. Oh, it was GroupMe.
Ah.
I don't even like GroupMe. Her name was Deja. Creative group. I still have the messages. So
I gave you my messages. Let's hear yours.
It wasn't anything exciting.
All right.
Oh, so yeah, he wanted us to be there 9 a.m. for editing that day. And he gave us all the passwords and everything.
So you're doing all this work. What's the end result? Because I know you have a finished project, but then he says like, I don't think this is working, right?
Oh. So I'm pretty good at being organized and delegating things to people that I think are the best at certain things. Mm-hmm. That's something that when at Jarek, we didn't have someone to do that very well. I'm not going to name names. So I messaged his number 2 and he was like, hey team, after arrive, Tim and I begin to go through the footage. That's what he wrote. Tim suggested texting me, and I agree with it. He said, hey, everyone, we're going to have to edit tomorrow as a team. When we get to the studio, we can have someone working on graphics, someone on music, and break the editing up into different jobs, such as the intro, driving to the city, the interview with the three of them talking, and an outro, blah, 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 blah. And, of course, the guy, Amir, good morning. They opened the gates at 10 o'clock. Or, sorry, so they didn't even let us in. It would have been good to know. And then at 9:21, his number 2 was like, I'm heading to the studio now, you fucker. We were already here for like a half an hour. People are fucking dicks. So, that Sunday from 7:30 to 8:30, I wonder if that girl Crystal still works there. From 7:30 to 8:30, we had a Zoom conference call with everyone there. And I should have I was like, should I look more professional and like put on my camera, but I didn't feel like it. I wasn't in the mood. I was like, this job is fucking stupid. But I and it's a good thing I didn't, because when he was talking, like, I'm pretty expressive. I was like, what is this guy talking about with my face? Because he's like, okay, so Amir joined. He's like, all right, well, we were working the past couple days, and everyone did, we did all right, but, I'm not sure how I can pay you guys. So I don't know. I might have to, you guys might have to just be interns, because I might have to hire some real professionals to do some of this stuff. And like, do you know how like regretful I am for not like just like ripping him a new fucking asshole? Because like, I was like, so then he got off the call because, he's a celebrity chef. In an hour, that's too much time for him. So talking to his number 2, and I was like, I didn't join this job to be an intern. There was a certain amount of money that was proposed in the job title and what you needed. So I'm like, this is fucked up. You have this. I was just like, this guy's really good at that. This girl knows everything about cameras. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. So I was so mad. I told you that, and you were like, you were mad. You were mad too.
Yeah, I was mad on your behalf. I was like, you should tear the floor out, write horrible reviews, curse the guy out, call him back. That was insane. That they basically had you in for a job. Like, I've never heard of that. Hey, come in and shoot this episode. We're not going to pay you, but that's not how it freaking works.
And I liked his number 2. I actually like that guy. He's kind of like a self-made person that's just trying his best. He made friends with this guy Amir, and then they were just trying to start their own thing. But And he tried to call me afterwards, probably because he liked me, but I was like, I didn't even want to talk to him. I just like I
You
was
were
like
just
so
so angry.
disillusioned by that shit. So, 2 days after that, the girl that knows everything about cameras messaged me, "Hey Tim, just wanted to ask if you have talked to Amir about pay yet. I know for me personally, there's been a lot of uncertainty around that, and wanted to see if anyone else is going through this." And of course, I don't use GroupMe a lot. So like 5 days later, I was like, "Oh, hey, I'm sorry, I just saw this now. I haven't heard much from them. What's the latest for you?" And I said, "I definitely don't know what's going on with pay, but I, like others, applied for a job that was supposed to pay like upwards of $25 an hour." And I love when they put like $18 to $25 an hour. I don't want 18. I want 25. Like, why are you?
Well, why are you giving that range?
Yeah, it's fucking
Why are you
stupid.
giving that wiggle room?
Because they want to bait you and switch you to the lower one.
No.
So she said, "Yeah, Tim, they are not paying hourly. So if that's what you're looking for, you should just stop working with them." As far as with me, I agreed to be working a day rate with them, and they have been super shady about paying me. And then I just said, "Oh, wow, blah, blah, blah." And then she just never responded because there was nothing really else to say. But, yeah, it's not like they were just shady with me. They were
shady with the whole group. I wonder if any one of those people wound up working with them.
I'm not even sure. It was called Become Creative. I just remembered what the name was. I wonder if it's even on his... Become Creative Studio. And Tillet was the people that make the outfits for the chefs. They were very nice. They have a nice little place. They were very cool. Uniforms for work and life.
So is that his brand or?
His brand is Become Media Studio.
So how's it Become Media Studios?
They almost have 8,000 followers.
Oh my god!
So that's the studio, and then there's Become Creative, without an E at the end. Wait, no? That's the same thing. No, okay, that one has 3,000, and they're in Irvington now. So I don't know. They used to be in Newark.
Even.
So I think they're in a new
shittier
studio.
part of Jersey.
Yeah.
Oh. I wonder how they fucking make money.
I have no idea. Probably the same kind of bullshit.
Or
off of his like name recognition. But do you know who he is?
No. But how many Instagram followers does he have? Does he have a
He
TikTok?
has 52,000. Almost 53,000.
But that's pretty low by Instagram standards. He still only has 53,000?
Yeah. Yep. 53.
Right, let me see this bastard.
All right. Yeah.
Let's see how much engagement he's getting.
And the funny part is that night, he took us to this Chinese restaurant in the city, and I was like, "Oh man, this is probably gonna be super good." And my nephew got me into liking cold noodles. You ever have cold noodles?
They're all right.
It's like a peanut butter sauce.
Yeah.
It was fucking terrible. It was nasty.
Is that him?
He's got the dreads.
Oh, so this is not him.
I don't know. I can't see from here.
So he's got dreads.
He did when I met him. Yeah.
I wonder if that's him. Yeah, this does not feel like a huge celebrity chef. It's like 300 likes, 600 likes, a couple of 15 comments. Does not feel like.
I mean, what do you have to do to call yourself a celebrity chef? Do you have to have just cooked for a couple celebrities? Then yes, he's a celebrity chef.
Well,
he talks about how he's cooked for Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Okay, so I think of like a celebrity chef as like an influencer.
Gordon Ramsay.
Where they're like on fucking
Bobby Flay.
Yeah, exactly. They're personalities.
He's not really a personality. I don't know.
He actually is just a real cook who wants to be famous.
Right. Yeah, look, T-bone steak. Yay.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, so that was crazy. Yeah. After that, I was like almost in shock during it. Like, this is so weird. But I'm just like, I do things that are weird because I want the story afterwards.
You want the experience.
I want the experience. So I'm like, all right, I'm a curious person. Curiosity killed the cat. But I'm a curious person, so I'm just like, I'm just going to roll with it because what do I have to lose? I don't actually have to edit any of this bullshit, but I got a free ride to the city, I guess. But it was a weird experience.
It was a huge waste of time. I wonder if would do like a social media call-out post and how that would look, or if he just does. Nobody gives a shit about him.
Yeah, nobody cares enough about him anyway. There's like a certain like you have to be that famous for people to give a fuck.
I had a really bad experience like trying to go for these like tech customer service jobs. So I figured, oh, it's easy. Oh, I'm Harry's. Oh, you didn't turn off your subscription.
Harry's. That's the razor one.
The razor
right?
one, yeah. Harry's, I never heard back from anyone, and then by luck of a chance, I went to this group, and this guy was like worked at Harry's. He's like, I can't get in. I keep on applying. They keep on denying me. He says, yeah, that happens a lot. And then I interviewed with him, talked with him. Then he's like, all right, there's a job opening coming up soon. I'll let you know when it's up as soon as it's live. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'm going to finally get to Easy Street. And I submit it, and it gets rejected again. And then I tell him, but then it suddenly gets, it goes through. He works his magic. He gets me past the filters, and I actually have an interview, and I go through this 3-person fucking interview. What's your attitude for customer service? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I smile and answer their problem. Like, well, why is this like, why are we treating this like you're sending me to Mars? Why do I need 3 separate people to interview for customer service? Why are you pretending like I just want to work? I want to enjoy your fucking benefits and your free health care.
I thought nobody wanted to work anymore, so look at you. You're trying to work.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is in the pre-COVID era.
Oh, okay. There you go. Back when people wanted to work.
Yeah, exactly. Back when people wanted to work. And still, even after all that, I still got rejected. I still like, sorry, we decided to go with other candidates.
Yeah, you see that all the time. I don't know what anyone ever wants. Like, because like sometimes even jobs that I'm like overqualified for, they're like, we're going for somebody else. I'm like, okay, I guess.
Well, the problem is you can never see the notes. So you're not.
I'm also not a good. I used to be really good at interviews. I'm just not good anymore because I used to do like acting. So then I was like, it was like an audition for me. So I'd be like good at it. But now I'm not good at interviews. I get nervous. I'm bad at interviews. I'm more nervous at an interview than a first date.
Yeah,
depending how hot the interviewer is.
They can't be too hot. You gotta be,
depending how hot the date is. I mean,
you gotta be cautious. You gotta be not too engaged, but you gotta do this like little LARPing performance. Yeah, this is my dream job. I've never always wanted this so badly forever.
You gotta be real good. Like with your boy Matty, when he was like, oh, he saw the Mets hat back there. I was like, oh yeah, that's my 1962 inaugural Mets hat. That's I got my Mr. Met hat there. I got my my other one. Yeah. So you got to like find something like on their desk if you're if it's an in-person interview
to get that instant connection. Sometimes they don't have anything.
Like even Rick, he saw my garden gnomes, and I was like, oh yeah, here's my DeGrom. I got my Harvey.
When did he see your garden gnomes?
I used to have them at my desk. I had like 2 of them back then.
You know what I loved though back at Jarek, the Rick and Jeremy fights.
Oh, they were the best because that was like you're like the kid that's like a dick, and like you made like your dad's mad at you and your mom's defending you and they're just fighting and you're just like, oh yes. It's not they're not mad at me.
They're not mad at me. It's not my fault. But I can just see them tear into each other. They were just, so like the best was like, well, why are we doing this? Why are we making more? Because well, you're not concerned enough. Blah, blah, blah.
You're never here. Something like, why would he want to be here? Yeah, and then we had like everyone broken down into Marvel superheroes or villains.
Exactly,
because that was
the year Age of Ultron came out.
Yep, that's right.
Jeremy was Ultron and Rick was Vision.
Yeah. And who was Rocco? Rocco was like Iron Man or something because he had the Iron Man facial hair.
He had the Iron Man facial hair in the epic never-ending superhero battle, but sadly Rick couldn't save us.
Do you remember the one project we did with Rocco? Like the biggest project we did with him was the horse mask thing. And Mrs. Chickenhead.
Well, because they had that brief moment where they flirted with relevancy, where they had like Trump's lawyer calling the company. That was crazy.
That was actually insane for real, because that's a real guy.
That's a real guy.
We should have saved those photos and stuff.
Well, I think Jeremy published the photos. I would have. What I should have done is I should have kept the audio.
You know what's funny? I remember when I was canned and I was like, man, they had some good fonts. Isaac, can you send me some of those fonts that they had? And you just emailed me the fonts. Oh shit! But no, that was actually crazy. Afterwards, I didn't understand the how crazy that was until afterwards, because that guy he's in jail now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in jail.
He was all over the news.
He was all over the news.
He was really Trump's fucking lawyer called and was talking to our boss in the next room. Trump's fucking lawyer. That was insane. He was like, you are messing with the next president of the United States. That was before Trump was president.
Yeah, before he was president.
He was like, you are messing with the next president of the United States. And everyone's like, ha, 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 ha. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, he's like, you're messing with the next president of the United States. Don't publish any of that shit. I don't know. It was only like Trump like signing somebody's titty or something.
Yeah, it wasn't really that terrible.
No.
But the idea was like, oh, this is gonna bring down Trump. But like once the grab them by the pussy came out, that was like it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
And then not to mention the fact that what was it? Why am I losing my train of thought? Oh yeah, this is what it was.
Yeah, what do you got?
So like they gave Jeremy this golden carrot that like somehow they were gonna like let him and Jarek Media manage the freaking archive of National Enquirer.
Yes, I remember. I was just when you were talking about it, I was just thinking the National Enquirer. We started trying to find like old commercials for them, and they haven't been relevant for a while because TMZ is taking over everything.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like this dying boomer institution. Oh, we were gonna modernize.
Nobody's gonna buy a magazine for that. TMZ is all over TV and all over online articles and everything. Nobody cares about the National Enquirer.
Well, like, not only that, but like, why would the National Enquirer, use Jeremy's rinky-dink shitty company with a bunch of like, fucking that mostly like that company when we were there. The only way they made money was like reselling shit on eBay with like recycled iMacs.
That's the only way. That was crazy.
And our shitty WordPress sites.
Yeah. How did they make any money? And the funny thing is, like, when I started working there. And I would send some of the videos I had edited to my friends, and they just were like, "Why?" Like their response was like, "Why did you make this?" And I was thinking like, is that a stupid question or like, is it a stupid video? Because I'm like, I don't know, entertainment. Like, what the fuck? They're like, "Why? Why?" I was like, "What do you mean why? Is it because it's that stupid? Like you're just like asking like, why would I make that?"
Well, it didn't make sense. I mean, you look at like real sites like the IGNs or whatnot, and those videos make sense. The fucking ones on Jarek did not. It was hot girls love, states love. It was just like one part like Jeremy's editorial sense of like what he thought would be like good web content. One part of like, oh, this is online content marketing and SEO, but then never implemented any of the shit he preached.
Yeah, and like the different websites like corporate culture. He was like, I know what these people like. And like none of them would have given a fuck.
Nobody wants to read corporate culture.
Corporate culture.
Like, oh god, there was the Guccione brands, the Omni.
That rap was good though.
Which rap?
Guccione on the mind. Like that shit was good. Will doing that song was good.
Oh god, Will. Ah.
You were actually extra close to him because you had to. You drove him home a couple times.
You guys lived
in Montclair.
Yeah, I made the mistake of offering to drive Will to Jarek Media, which was one of the worst mistakes I ever made.
Because it never stopped. If you give a mouse a cookie, he'll ask for a glass of milk.
Well, this is I don't know who was scamming who more. The fact that they like paid Will like $500 a week to like make this stupid Google spreadsheet.
The teacher preacher
spreadsheet of like the world's hottest girls for a website they never launched, or the fact that they were stupid enough to like get a guy like him. And they, oh yeah, the teacher preacher, we're gonna make you into a brand. We're gonna have book deals. We're gonna have you all it's gonna be all everywhere. Oh, it's gonna be amazing. And then Will was just like this drugged out junkie guy who like wore sweatpants and underwear or like.
Oh yeah, no, he wore pajama pants.
Yeah, pajama pants to
and
work.
I'm like, he's definitely not wearing underwear under those things.
And he like smelled so awful. And
at the first I liked him. At first I liked him because he was you almost felt bad for him, but yeah, he writes some crazy shit online. I think I silenced him or whatever it's called.
you don't like looking at his Facebook?
I hide his posts because he's crazy.
You don't like hearing about the Teacher Preacher or Project Gilgamesh, where he's gonna like turn himself into Aquaman and thinks he looks like Jason Momoa.
I think his Instagram name is like African Goddess or something. I'm not kidding.
And then he made these
No, I'm not
African
kidding.
goddess bath
White.
bombs.
He's white as hell. Oh, that's what it is. African Goddess bath bombs.
They were like these deformed.
But that's his like personal. That's actually his personal Instagram.
I think he gave up on that. I think he gave up on, and then it's like, I'm gonna break through the fourth dimensions.
Yeah, African Goddess bath bombs, Willie.
Freaking Will, just the ultimate overweight neckbeard, ugly, disgusting, drug degenerate.
He did scare away that one girl named Willow.
Yeah,
she only worked there for like 2 days. Like the amount of people that like. It's funny because a lot of people got canned because they just couldn't pay them. A lot of people just left and never came back. So that was one girl that like he creeped her out. She left. Do you remember that day that Paul died? Yeah. There was this cute girl that was working there, and that was on a Friday. And where are you sitting? You were still sitting in the middle, right? You weren't next to me yet.
No, not yet.
Because Jose sat there.
Yeah.
So I was here. Eddie was here. Paul's over here. So Eddie's like, hey. I was like, what? And he's like doing this to Paul, and I look over, and Paul's like this. And I was like, he's tired. But Eddie's like, no, he's not tired. He's fucked up. So then he's just like, and I'm like, bro, what? Because Eddie knew that he did all that kind of shit.
Like what? It was like synthetic weed or something.
It was synthetic weed. And the funny part is, you know who I really liked that we worked with?
Sasha.
She was cool. No, I meant Parag.
Oh yeah.
He was very cool, and he smoked a lot.
Oh yeah.
He smoked a whole lot. And I remember when he was talking to Paul about the synthetic stuff, he was like, I would never touch that shit. And when Parag said I would never touch that shit, I was like, yo, he fucked up then. And I remember like Paul was just like fucked up, and then like we didn't know what to do. We were like,
well, then he had that like freak out episode.
No, yeah, we were like, do we tell Jeremy? And then we were like, oh my god, I think. Oh, you know what he did? And the smartest thing, he went to our good friend Julio. Because Julio knows what a bad trip looks like, I'm sure. So I'm sure Julio knew what to do. So he was like talking to him. He's like, hey, man, what's up? And I think, I'm not sure who gave it to him, but eventually Jeremy found out, and like, yeah, Paul was just like screaming and like throwing up, kind of, but not really throwing up. He was
like dry heaving.
He was like, ugh. But then he was like moaning, and Jeremy's like, this seems like bad Chinese. This seems like bad Chinese. Did you have Chinese?
That was such a fuck day. And I kind of reveled in it. Ooh, I'm in this dirty, grimy startup culture. Ooh,
I like the fact that we didn't do any work that day, but I felt bad for Paul, because Paul was always very nice to me. You know, I don't want anything bad to happen to him. But, yeah, that was crazy. And then that one girl, I forget her name, she worked there, and she just never came back. That was on a Friday. She never came back.
Do you blame her?
No. No, she never came back.
That's a horrible thing to see someone just like having a drunk
He like died that day. He was just, yeah, that was crazy.
And being carried. I remember I went with him to the hospital.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Went with him, getting him into the ER.
There was a bunch of weird shit that happened. What didn't we had a new IT guy. It was an Asian guy.
Vaguely, I think I remember.
And then the police were there because he was stealing money. He was punching in because he had access to that before coming into work. So they had the cops there to like intimidate him or something weird, and he got fired. And
well, didn't he also like leave because Jeremy kept on doing racist things, like by calling him like egg roll or some shit?
I believe it, but I did not hear that. I mean, I know Jeremy said fucked up things about Julio and his Cuban descent.
Yeah, we both know that, and I wouldn't put it past him. Well, he always like to try to give people nicknames, like Fig.
I gave you that nickname.
Were you the one who?
Because you were like, your name is Isaac, and like Isaac Newton, Fig Newton. I was like, let's call him Fig. And I remember he was like, Fig. Fig, and you did not. The funny thing is, we told Jeremy that was your nickname, but we didn't tell you that was your nickname. So we get Fig, and you're just like sitting there doing your work, and he's like, this guy can't hear me. Oh shit. Oh man. And then we had there was so much crazy shit at that place.
I wonder if Prague's still there. I think he might still be there.
I think he's the type that like left, came back, left, and came back like a bunch of times.
I don't know. I heard like one thing from Julio that like he refused to get the vaccine and they were still paying him, but he would just like stay at home and do nothing or whatever.
Yeah, he is kind of like that. But you know what? My body, my choice.
Bringing that Roe versus Wade ethics.
Yeah, I don't know. That shit's. I'm not gonna touch that shit. Because
it's not your issue.
No, it is crazy. No, I'm not saying it like that. I just mean it's just crazy. It's just the wrong time, or it's not. It was unnecessary. Is really it. It was unnecessary.
Well, some people were saying that like everything was setting up for the Republicans to sweep, but then now that's
why it was so stupid. It made no sense to do that.
Yeah, it was a really dumb.
On their part, it made no sense.
I guess the conservative judges did exactly what the conservative judges wanted to do. Well, you know what's crazy though about Jarek? Supposedly, so they have. I think I told you how I met Jeremy's son one time, right?
You saw him out.
Yeah, I saw him out, and I was like so tempted to say, "Hey, your dad loaned your sister $10,000 for her stupid handbags. Is he going to loan you money for your video games?" Although apparently now Baby Fromer is responsible for like their creative ventures. I laughed so hard. They had a press release about the fucking Steam Wars. You remember Steam Wars?
Oh, Steam Wars. Yeah.
Steam Wars is coming back, baby. Steam Wars and No One's Pet. They had press releases about re-releasing both of those things. Like they were like brand spanking new things that people couldn't wait to get their hands on.
I don't even know. Where did you see him anyway? Didn't you see him some really
like
outside
outside Fort Lee? I was like going to get something for the guy I work for now, the lawyer. And I saw him outside. He had like a little coffee cup, and he was going, and he was like ready to drink and ready to go hang out or go to work at Jarek. And I said, "Hey, oh my!" And I was like, "Is that him?" And we were both looking at each other. But then I was like, "Oh, hey, how's it going? Good." So they're in there. Oh yeah. And apparently, I don't know how, but they also have an office in New York City now. Like, I don't know where you get the money for that. I don't know how you make it work. It's like, I don't know. I saw this. You ever hear of this show called We Crashed?
No, I don't think so.
So it's the show on Apple TV, and it's about, like, the WeWork people and how insane the guy was. And he's played by Jared Leto, and he's, like, this insane Israeli guy. It's like, we need to do bigger. We need to make it bigger. We need to alter consciousness and all this, like, hippie new age bullshit. But eventually it became unsustainable, and he was kicked out of the fucking company. That's kind of like what Jeremy is, only without a viable company. He just keeps on getting this money and wastes. Oh, we need to be in New York.
That would waste more money. They don't need to be in New York.
No, they don't.
What's the point?
I guess to make them feel more legitimate and get meetings.
I used to love when Justin would be on the phone with people. Oh, we're just outside of Manhattan. Like that's right where we are. I was outside of Manhattan.
You know the funniest thing that I'm kind of embarrassed about now? I have this Israeli cousin who's...
What was the name of their dog?
Petite?
I said, what was that French dog's name?
Well...
you brought your Israeli cousin's dog to Jarek Media.
Did I?
Yes, you did. That's why I was like, it had a French name. Petite.
Petite.
Come on, Isaac.
Petite was a very cute little dog.
Yeah.
So all right. So I remember I brought him to like the Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
To, like meet with it, and Justin. And he talked. The funny thing is he didn't think Julio could program.
Justin couldn't think Julio could program?
No, the Israeli cousin. His name's Roy.
Your Israeli cousin.
Yeah.
Couldn't think Julio could program.
He didn't think Julio could
Why?
program. I don't know what the specific specificity was, but supposedly Justin and Julio were both impressed by him. Jeremy didn't really talk to him, but I think it's the best that he had nothing to do with him because now his business is doing very well. He has this startup called City Hive, and they basically they're like a digital.
Where are they based?
New York City.
Oh, okay.
And Israel, and basically it's like a app that gets. It's a real tech company with a real tech, not the bullshit medium ripoff that is Vocal.
But like, what do people do with that nowadays?
So what? Vocal or
Yeah.
or you want me to explain the Israeli Cousins tech?
Sure, whichever one.
So the Israeli Cousins tech is basically from my understanding.
Well, why don't you work there?
I don't know, sometimes I think about it.
Would they give you? You think they'd give you a job?
I don't know. We've talked about it, but I haven't pursued it super aggressively.
Is it just not something that you would enjoy?
He's admitted that he's like a miserable person to work for.
Oh, okay.
And Israelis have very blunt personalities, so they'll just like walk in and like cut you in half. This looks like shit. You've been working on it for 4 hours. What the fuck? So I'm always kind of like nervous about that, and plus if I went in, it'd probably be for like a sales position.
Are you a good salesman, Isaac?
I don't know. I sold some shit at Yelp, but
you hated that. You hated that shit.
I did.
Was it you hated Yelp more than Jarek Media?
Parts of it. I mean, it was a better, more legit company.
Like, I mean, I have good memories of Jarek Media. Like I met a lot of good friends at Jarek Media.
Well, what it was like,
I mean, I did Susie and Drew's wedding. I was the priest.
You were the officiant?
Yeah, I was the officiant, yeah.
There was a great spirit of like, we're just scrappy underdogs and we're getting this done.
Yeah, there was a good feel of that.
There was a good feel of that. There was just the tyrannical overlord, and you never knew when he was going to attack you. And
I know. And like, yeah. I remember being like nervous, and then I was like, what am I nervous about? What is this little man going to do? Like, I should never be afraid of him. What is he going to fire me? So I'm not going to be making $37,000 a year anymore? Like, yeah, I don't know. I remember one time, and this was kind of fucked up, because Haley would work like closely with him too, kind of not as closely as Chelsea, and then she was wearing a hat that day, like in the front, and then he was like, you have to listen, like she was like writing something down, he's like, you have to listen, and he grabs her hat and like points it towards him, and I was like, whoa,
that's creepy,
that's a little much,
that's a little Weinstein.
Yeah, so I was like, that's not cool.
Yeah, Jeremy was just like a whole bunch of red flags and warning signs and all this other fucking crazy
And I wonder
shit.
if he didn't like that Haley and I were really close friends at that point. Because I remember every day then, like sometimes I would stay a little later, but every day when she wanted to leave, she'd be like, oh, you ready to leave? And I was like, I guess. But just because like I felt weird about leaving early because they made you feel guilty about leaving on time. And watching Eddie work, we never took a lunch or anything either.
No, there was no official lunch.
No official lunch.
You just ate and worked along.
So I mean, I just followed his lead and never had a lunch, except when he was like, "Oh, do you want to go to that chicken place?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, let's go," because I could leave. I didn't even drink coffee, but I used to go next door to buy coffee to get out
Balthazar run.
Yeah.
I love those Balthazar runs.
Yeah, those like little cheese.
Was there ever any time when I went out to Balthazar and they're like, "Where's Fig?"
Oh. Yeah, well, they couldn't find you?
Yeah, exactly, and they were, like, getting furious, or...
I don't remember. He was always mad about stupid shit. I remember one time I stayed really late until, like, 8, because they said if you stay until a certain point, he'll buy you dinner, and then he bought me dinner. And they were, like, complaining about how people, like, how somebody left, like, on time. They were like, oh, Haley left, she's supposed to check with me before she leaves. And shit like that. Bullshit like that. But I was wondering if, like, they just didn't like that we were close friends, and then, like, because we got let go on the same day.
Possibly.
Who else got let go? Paul got let go on that day.
Well, the whole video department was basically...
Eddie was still there, so was Lamont.
Was Lamont? I thought Lamont got killed with you and.
No, he got killed later on.
Maybe my memory is just skewed.
And I think he got let go at the same time as like Phil, didn't he? Or Susie? Who got let go first, Susie or Phil?
Phil. I think it was Phil.
Probably Phil because he was making more money. Because he'd been there longer. He was the manager. I think Stacy got let go that same day, and I think Sasha and Matt, really tall guy, really big tall guy.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
I think he got let go that same day too because I saw them. We went out to this like random restaurant or like bar, and we saw them there because all of us got let go that same day.
You remember the Cubbies BBQ?
Hell yeah! Didn't it burn down or something at one point?
Did it? I thought it was still open. I just don't drive around that area.
We gotta go.
That
place is good.
That was good. That was fun getting everyone together and then like having like the $80 and splitting it.
That was great. It was funny because Haley went because she likes to hang out with people, but she's like only ate potato.
Yeah, she was like a fucking vegetarian.
Yeah, and the fucking Cubbies. No, that place was good.
That was a fun little tradition, a little team building, bond building.
Even before that, we went to. I forget what it's called. I don't know the area. It was on like Route 4, that one restaurant. Egan's? And that's the first night I met Drew, I think. Or he came to pick up Susie because she got drunk by accident. It was funny. But no, that was fun. I think what's his name? Vadim came and he was like...
Vadim was a real one.
He was a real one. And he paid for everyone's meal because he's just like these poor guys. He's like he's making a decent amount of money. He's a successful, really smart guy. And he's like, these guys have no idea. They have no idea what a shithole this place is yet. Vadim was a fucking real one.
Vadim was a real... it was funny. I always loved him like fighting back in jail.
Oh, that was the fucking best. Oh, Vadim, because Vadim didn't give a fuck.
You that's not how it's done.
Yeah.
That's not what it's like. Put the warrants through. Blah, 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 blah.
And he was like, I remember even like a little things. He was like, why is the company paying for 2 Amazon Prime accounts? Just let them use yours. He was like, that's inappropriate. then they can see what I've bought. That's inappropriate. Well, then why is he paying Amazon Prime for your private account? And I remember like Eddie was always... I'd be like, Eddie, I want to use Prime. We're supposed to be watching all these shows and being up in the know. And he would always give me credentials that were incorrect all the time. Or I'd be like, Eddie, give me some batteries, and they'd be like dead. I'm like, and then I'd give them back to him, and he would put it back in the drawer. I was like, you gotta charge those things, bro. No, but that was funny. I was like, the credentials just never worked. And like I remember, like I was not privy to the like Wi-Fi password or something.
Well, I remember the internet never fucking worked.
Yeah. One day it just totally took a shit. You know what it was? It was the antivirus company we used like just took a shit. So like the internet just didn't work that whole day. Everyone was just playing that like dinosaur game.
Dinosaur game. Dinosaur browser game.
Yeah, on Google. Oh,
why do we have internet? Why is it? And then Jay would get like super angry, and then God, I remember the drama when he got pushed out.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that.
I thought he got pushed out before you got kicked out because they kicked him out first.
Nope.
But he was happy.
He just wasn't there a lot.
Yeah.
But I remember you telling me when he officially got kicked out. What happened with that?
I'll try and get my whatever little memories. He was like a 1/3
You were like there, right? There. Yeah.
And but they were like, oh, we're switching in. We got to get rid of the warehouse. We're not reselling stuff anymore. And he's just kind of like, all right, you pay me my fucking money. Buy me out. And, they kind of try to weasel their way out of it. But I think eventually he got his like 1 million shares paid off. And
good.
Jay was cool. He was, although he was kind of belligerent. Like there were times where I'd ask him for help, and he'd be like, "Rah, rah, rah."
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't have much.
He'd have like
interaction
little
with him.
weed rage, but you know when he was like blissed out, he was all right. You remember the one gamer night we had?
Yeah, that was fun.
That was weird.
I didn't stay very long there, but
I was there till like 8.
Yeah, all I remember is somebody took my chair, and I had a different chair, and I was like, "Where's
and then
my
Jeremy's
chair?"
like, "Film it 24/7. This is the gaming." Well, you know it's fun when Phil brought like Smash Brothers, and then there was 8-player Smash Brothers.
That was after Cubbies,
yeah.
Or that was one time we might have ordered Cubbies in or something.
Yeah,
like that.
we brought it in, and then we played Smash Brothers at the place.
Yeah, that was a good time too. I suck at Smash Brothers though.
I think everyone does, except for like
the pros.
The pros.
Drew's pretty good. He whenever he used to stream, he'd be playing Smash Brothers.
Like for me, I just don't have the instincts.
Who's your character?
I don't know. Maybe Snake. I like Snake.
I guess I played like the easy one, like Link.
That's
like the bare bones.
To be like mid-tier.
Really?
Though. Yeah.
I thought it was easy. I think Drew uses Ness.
Ness is considered to be. I mean, he's hard to use.
But one of the S tiers.
Yeah, he's like one of the S tiers, one of the best ones. Him and Falco and Sheik and blah blah blah.
This reminds me of something very random. The tier list. So this reminds me of something very random. So my friends and I were talking about something the other day. We're talking about cookies. And then Drew brought up this random pre-made tier list of cookies. And I saw that graham crackers were on the list, and I'm like, Drew, this is a trash list because graham crackers are not cookies.
They're crackers.
Are they cookies or crackers?
Good question.
Or are they just their own thing, graham crackers?
Yeah, your own side.
Because everyone's like, my point was solely that they're not cookies. I didn't say they were crackers. I'm just like, they're not fucking cookies. Like if you were to be like, if I was like, Isaac, I'm having people over, I got burgers, everything. I just need you to bring cookies. You would not automatically bring graham crackers because they're not cookies.
Yeah, that is true. I would bring like chocolate chip cookies. They're kind of like a third tier.
Or if you're really cheap, Oreos.
Or you give them to children. Children love graham crackers.
Yeah. Or Teddy Grahams.
You remember Eileen, the hipster rocker girl that seemed to piss?
Yeah, I still troll her on Facebook sometimes.
Well, I haven't seen her post anything on.
She
Facebook.
posts on TikTok now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did she like show off her baby?
Yeah, I guess.
Because I thought she'd be like, "Oh, I'm proud, mommy. Look at me."
Yeah. That's how girls are.
How successful is she on TikTok?
I don't know. Usually I'm the only one that comments.
I just thought it was funny.
I mean, it's not like I'm successful on TikTok either, but it's just like a regular person posting on TikTok,
So like 50 views on a good day.
I guess. I feel like it's weird. I feel like the algorithm like gives you a certain amount of views. Like I usually get 600 views and like that's it. Like 500 something views and that's it.
And then it never goes
further.
So
I don't get it.
Yeah. I just remember I always kept on taunting Will, saying like, "Oh man, that she's into you. You gotta go. You gotta keep."
That's fucked
her.
up. She actually hated him. Like some of us were like, "Oh, Will," but she hated him, and almost to a point where it was like mean. Like it was messed up.
Well, he was like a creepy dirtbag who just creeped on ladies and that alt personality. So
he was like, probably really into that.
Yeah. And I don't know. Wasn't she like? Remember that drama in the Google chat where she told Jose to shut the fuck up or shut the front door?
She said something to you. She said
something to me.
She wrote STFU to you, and I'm like, that's not fucking professional. Like I actually got to know. I was mad because I'm like, at what place would you actually say that to a coworker? I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
So I was like, annoyed.
She was like, well, you mean shut the front door?
Do you remember that time when we started using Slack? And you thought it was still GChat, and you wrote about like Jeremy wrote something, and then you were like, yeah, the Wall Street people getting hand jobs on a park bench in a parka.
No. Well, I remember the circumstances. Jeremy wrote something, and I responded like, yeah, remember you get here, you walk here at 8:00 in the morning, and you get $2, and you don't complain about it because Jeremy is always like, you're underprivileged, you shouldn't ask for things like health care and blah blah blah. Blah, blah.
You said no. You said something about a hand job.
No, I did not say anything about a hand job.
You said something about a parka, wearing a parka or something. You said something about wearing a parka.
I know I said something that Phil was like, "Oh my God, what's he gonna say?"
I was like, "Bye, Isaac. It's been nice knowing you." I was like, "You didn't know. You did not think that he was still in that. You were just like, oh, this is GChat. Nobody can see what we're writing."
No, I just had a realization, but maybe I was too new to Slack.
That will make me forever hate Slack no matter what. Even if it's a good thing to use. Just because we used it there, I'm going to be like, fuck Slack.
You remember when we had that like seminar about where he made us read the article about Slack? This is what real companies do. This is what we're doing. Well,
there was a while there where he was like, I'm going to give you an article to read every day, and you're going to have to read it, and then we're going to talk about it later on. And you could be fired if you don't...
if you don't do the company literature.
Yeah, and it was like Google articles and bullshit like that. You have to read this book. And he made us read that one book. And I was like freaking out. I was like, I fucking hate reading. like books I don't want to read.
Yeah.
So I forget what book it was, but I remember Vadim said it was like a trash book.
Well, I remember the funniest part is someone read it and said like, "Oh wait, we don't do anything in this book.
What?
We don't follow any of this advice that he gives.
Yeah.
Like we don't follow. We just do whatever the hell he wants."
What was your favorite fight, like between two people at Jarek Media? Because I have one that comes to mind. The constant battles of Vadim and Jeremy were great because Vadim seemed like he was in fucking KGB. Like that's the vibes Vadim gave off. But one of my favorite fights was between Natasha and what's his name? And Lamont. That was great. Because they both at that point kind of needed to be taken down a peg or two.
Yeah, it was kind of great. It was like a wolf versus a bear, like whatchamacallit, when Fox News goes against neo-Nazis or whatever, like one bad guy versus another bad guy. Because you're right, I kind of hated them both at that point.
Yeah, because Tasha was always nice to me. But at that point, like, she was kind of getting a big head.
Yeah, she
being
was
like
getting
in charge
really
of the video of the production crew. She was kind of getting a big head, and Lamont always had a big head because in his defense, he actually did real shit.
Yeah,
he really did real shit, and I think he just it felt like he wanted to take a break from the world of freelance and just have a job for a while because he's Jeremy's friend, so why not? So I get it. Like, you don't want some 20-something girl telling you what to do when you've been in the business for like 15 years.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. I think definitely agree that Tosh got a big head, but I remember I was frustrated with Lamont because I was like, all right, well, what's the next thing we're going to do in this Star Wars project? Rick gave me the green light, and he's like, I'm thinking about it. And okay, so what are we going to do this script?
They really... The Star Wars thing was good, but they kind of like fucked it up though.
Oh, they fucked it up so
made
badly.
It like they made that stupid lightsaber with all that like
and they also got rid of all the music. Like the music was what made it good.
Well,
they were afraid that they wouldn't be able to get it monetized, even though you have multiple layers. And Robbie was that little stupid cunt. He was like, well, if it doesn't get monetized in the future, blah, 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 blah.
Remember he used to make us like, okay, so you guys have to go on StumbleUpon and post stuff. I'm like, what the fuck is StumbleUpon? Doesn't it not exist anymore because it was shit?
I don't know if
I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist anymore.
I don't know if it still exists, but yeah, I
remember.
And
it used to be like, okay, you guys have to go on to Reddit and post, but you can't make it obvious because they'll know.
His attempt to try and socially engineer
fucking
Reddit posts.
Stupid.
It was a waste of time.
Ugh. Yeah, he was annoying. But
I just remember fighting with Lamont to get that Star Wars thing done, and then like Tosh was like kind of like calling him out for like, all right, what's the shot list? What's the next thing? And then so it was just like watch. And then Jeremy came in and he did nothing to de-escalate the situation because he had
because they started kind of yelling, and then he was like, okay, guys, what's going on? That was a good day, though. I enjoyed it. I like when there's, like, drama, but I'm not a part of it.
Well, I still have the footage of Jeremy screaming on the phone about, like, this is ridiculous. Rick Schwartz's name is on this, blah, blah, blah. You did the deal, blah, blah, blah.
Remember, what was the company that Rick, like, worked with in New York City? Like, he had his own, like, brand.
Rock Ship Productions or Overnight Productions or something?
It was something weird like that. It was with some name with an animal or something. But I remember he was like, if you guys don't do a good enough job, we're just going to outsource it to Rick's company and stuff like that. Like, okay. Like, I don't even know what, like, with what we have to work with, I'm not sure how great we can make it. We can only work so much magic in post.
Yeah, it was with all those terrible ideas, like the Aaliyah Janine Hormones comedy special.
I remember, who told me this? It was Tosh, or maybe I was there for it. Either way, I remember Jeremy was like talking to her on the phone, and then she came in that one day, and he said something like, I watched every movie she was in last night.
Oh, Janine.
He's like, I watched every movie she was in. I was thinking, okay, like, that's fucking weird. I mean, I did too, but like I wasn't telling people that. Yeah, I think she still does comedy.
I don't know if she's successful at it.
I don't know.
Maybe she makes money.
Yeah, I think that's like her main thing now is comedy.
Well, remember that terrible interview with like that porn star that Jeremy did where he like made her cry?
Yeah, that's Mary Jean.
That's Mary Jean. Okay.
Yeah, she's dark.
Yeah,
She's like, I think,
Puerto Rican,
like, yeah,
Hispanic looking.
Yeah, she got dark hair, and she brought her dog that shit on the floor. That was hilarious. That was funny because I was doing audio, so I was listening in, and then like I'm just like listening and looking, and like all I hear is Lamont go, "Oh," because like the dog just started shitting during the interview. Milo, I remember the dog's name. Milo. What's the from a movie whose dog's name was Milo?
I don't know, fan.
The Mask.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. So that was such a bad interview, and like Jeremy was behind the camera trying to be a director, and he was like, "All right, go," and he kept clapping. I'm like, you don't understand what the clap means, do you? Like when they do a slate, they do that for sound because you're in front of the camera, and then you could sync it with the sound on the audio of the camera and then the actual sound that you're recording. He didn't understand that. So he'd be behind. All right, action. Behind the camera clapping. I'm like, this fucking guy is so stupid. And he was like, the interview was, is this a dog toy or a sex toy? And we didn't even use any real footage. I just cut it up so it was like, it's a sex toy. Oh, no. Like, none of it was real or in time because nobody marked the footage as, like, when she actually, because we didn't have any of them in real time. We had the pictures of them that she was looking at. Then as you filmed her, you couldn't see what she was actually looking at. Somebody didn't think that through very well.
Most things weren't.
Yeah.
They were not conceived well. God, you remember when we were going to do that? Well, Paul always had those, like, over-the-top projects. We're going to do Fallout 4. They're going to fight the super mutants, and then I'm going to do the special effects. It's going to be super awesome.
I mean, a lot of these things would be great, but you know what I'm good at? Figuring out what's realistic to do. I'd be like, no, that makes no sense.
Instead, we got the puppy fashion show.
He was pissed about that. And I think, wasn't Tosh in charge of that? Yeah. And I think she got in a lot of trouble for that.
Did she? I don't know. Tosh was the golden girl. It felt like she could do no wrong.
No, but I think she got... Actually, that's funny. She was the golden girl because I remember, like, Haley and I were very close friends, but it was purely friendship. And then I remember at one point she was like asking Vadim about like, what if we were like roommates or something? Is that like appropriate for work? And then he was like, as long as there's no coitus. And then of course, right after that, like a month later, Tasha and Paul were like Tasha and Phil were dating. And like that was technically against the rules, but it's Tasha. She could do whatever she wants.
Well, I remember I heard stories about like she'd just take like long vacations, go flying to New Zealand and shit.
I remember one time she just like was like, yeah, change my schedule. I'm starting at 10 o'clock now.
Yeah,
and like nobody said anything.
Nobody like called her out and was like, she's
good for her. Good for her, I guess.
To a degree, but I fucking hate that.
What time do we start? 8?
We started like 8:30.
Yeah.
You know, if we just showed it at like 10, we'd be kicked out in like 2-3 days.
Yeah. Of course, we worked 45 hours a day because a week. I mean, because we were supposed to take an hour for lunch, but never got that opportunity.
Well, we would always stay till like 6 or 7, or just because like there was always this fear of like
there was like the traffic anyway. For me, it was like usually like 45 minutes to an hour to get home. So I was like, all right, whatever. Plus, there were a lot of cool people there, so sometimes you were just hanging out afterwards, and I enjoyed that. And then remember when they wanted to change the scheduling, like you're going to work early and we're going to work late and all that bullshit.
That was such a waste. And then
what was the point?
Well, the point was that like Rick was the dream was that Rick was going to like come in later, and then we would spend more time with Rick. Rick never showed
happened.
Up. Yeah,
it was fucking stupid. There were so many ideas that were like that made no sense. I'm like that. None of that makes sense. Why are we doing that?
We came in like at 11, but it just felt like the day took forever.
It did. That was the worst part. Because instead, it felt like you still worked the same amount of time, but you got to stay there till 8 o'clock instead.
Yeah, it was like.
But the good part about that was nobody was there and there was no work to do. So I remember one time it was like me, you, and like Julio just chatting because Julio would stay.
Well, he'd always stay late. The poor man gave so many like of his best years to that stupid fucking company.
Yeah. No, I hope he's doing all right though.
I think he's doing okay.
Yeah,
I
he's a
text him
smart
every
guy.
now and then. I think he's okay in Florida.
Yeah, let's go visit him. Let's go to Florida.
Well, all right, after you become the next Joe Rogan experience, you do a tour.
We're gonna go down anyway. Just hang out. We should try to get. You want to reach out to him though? We'll try to get him on like a Zoom or something.
Yeah, we can try. Actually, reach out to him.
I don't know how I would hook that up to hear him. But
well, you got to figure out. You figure out the techniques, and I'll bring the Julio.
All right, I'll try to figure it out.
But God, that company, I just want to see it burn. I just want to see the end story where it all falls apart.
I know, like I feel
you
like
want to hear something fucked up.
Yeah, what's up?
So you know about like GameStop as a meme stock?
Mm-hmm.
There was a brief moment where CRTD, the created, was a meme stock, and people were like buying it up and piling into it because it was heavily shorted. Because I would like to assume that people who know what's up know that it's a completely bullshit, shitty company.
Yeah, I feel like you've sent me a couple like YouTube videos about it.
Yeah, exactly. People
one moron was like, "Oh, these are top 5 things to invest in," and that was one of them. I'm not following that fucking guy. That guy's a moron.
Now it went from like $4 to like 73 cents.
Oh man. I'm going to have my podcast go public. It's going to be at least 80 cents.
I don't know. You make it more than a freaking stock of Cherokee.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I wish you were still friends with like Danielle or someone just so you can get inside dirt. But she kind of like started drinking the Kool-Aid. I remember there's a point where I lost respect for her when she was like the leader of the internal team meetings. And the team meetings were just basically people sitting around and talking about how Jeremy was so awful and how he just completely ruined everything. And you know, one of the most dumbest ideas that he had, he would like, had this whole, you remember Lindsay?
Yeah. She still works there, doesn't she?
No, she was fired a long time ago.
She is someone that, like you, was going to be fired, but was saved, and then that person got fired before them. Haley was like, "Yo, she's gonna get fired, but what are we gonna do?" But she saved her, and then Haley got fired before her.
So she was like, "I'm the head." She's the head of the OCR department. You want to know what the OCR department is?
What?
They would like scan old articles from like Penthouse magazines, and then the idea would be like republish them, but like add new stuff to make them feel contemporary. And then I remember there was like one point where I was like, why are we doing this? These articles aren't designed to be SEO. Why fill them with SEO buzzwords when you should just make a new article that's built for SEO? How is this cost efficient? Then Jeremy had like a big pause. And he didn't have a comeback for that.
Oh, good. Yo, that shit was crazy, man.
Everything we did in that stupid place was just dumb. I do love reading like bad vocal reviews about their flagship product.
What was any projects that you liked? Were there any that you think that you were part of that were good?
I don't know, maybe an article I wrote comparing Batman vs Superman to Daredevil or whatever.
Okay, that's cool.
I don't know, maybe a few articles.
How much? You were kind of like a hybrid. You were just like a
yeah,
floater.
Well,
because you worked with us originally. You were like writing.
Yeah, well, no, originally I was with you,
right?
And then he like
put
me into a hybrid position.
That's true.
Like,
oh yeah, they moved you, and I was like, Isaac, I miss you.
And then there was, I guess maybe there was one point when I was like managing Geek Room, and I had this like stable bullpen of freelance writers where I would like send out articles and I'd have them read. I like that point because then I felt like I was at least pretending to be like
a manager
at a real website.
That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
Then it was taken away from me, even though like Jeremy was like, "Oh, it's doing better."
Why'd they take it away from you though?
I don't know, for some arbitrary reason.
They gave it to somebody else?
Who knows what they decided, what they wanted to do with it. Oh, I think it was because, like, whatchamacallit, Chelsea's still looking over the articles, and he's not looking over the articles, and not a good spell. But Danielle wasn't a good proofreader either, but she was hot and had tattoos, so she got a pass.
That's how it goes.
And picked articles that pictures that Justin liked because Justin wanted to fuck.
Isaac, you do hate proofreading, though.
Yeah, I do.
I remember when you would send me scripts to read, and they would always be like, there would be mistakes, and I'd be like, God damn it, Isaac, I keep fumbling over these words because there's a word missing or something.
Yeah, it's not one of my strengths.
So what's happening with your website? With your YouTube page, I mean.
Oh,
Lobster Magnet.
Not much. I haven't posted anything in the past 3 months.
Yeah, why not? You just.
I'm working at the thing that we can't talk about.
Oh, okay.
The thing
You've been busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know. This weekend I want to try and write a video. I got a new Shure microphone.
I miss doing your random voiceover stuff.
Well, you know I'll always reach out to you when I got something good for you.
Yeah. Remember that random person, like, took the Joker one and made like a graphic to it?
I love that.
And I was like, what the fuck?
It was so
he put
random
my name and your name there. I'm like,
what? I'm so that when you
I sent that to you and you were like, what?
Well, it makes me feel warm and fuzzy.
Yeah.
I like the idea that like people like find the shit I make good enough that they want to repurpose it and redo shit.
That was pretty cool.
Who knows? Maybe there's more shit out there. I don't know. But you know, the problem with YouTube is you gotta. How do you make it better? Oh, you make it more videos and make better videos and whatnot. And it takes time and I don't know. I'm trying to force myself to the gym to lose COVID weight.
I mean, YouTube is kind of bullshit now because like all the companies are running it. Like you have like the Tonight Show and all this other bullshit that has like.
Well, they're definitely given preferential
one person
treatment.
Like there's no like in the top 10. It's like rare to see just a person.
Yeah, there aren't any like individual.
There's just PewDiePie.
Very corporatized, and even PewDiePie's been like. I mean, he still does well, but he's been knocked down a few pegs.
Yeah, is he not even number 2 anymore?
Who knows? Maybe he's 3 or 4.
Oh wow.
Maybe T-Series or whatever like algorithmic bullshit is up there. But YouTube still soldiers on. They're trying to get back that TikTok audience because like they have the YouTube Shorts. But
that shit is stupid.
The thing is, you can't make like money on TikTok or like ooh, you get the creator fund, and even Mr. Beast is like, my 20 million views only got me $20. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, that's true. TikTok is bullshit. I know a lot of like I follow this one girl that you can like stitch things. Like you say you can say like blah 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 blah. I'll go first. That kind of shit. She was like, "What lives in your head rent free?" It was like the rent free girl, and she was like stitched like millions of times, and I don't think she made any money off of that.
Well, what happens a lot is like people on TikTok, they'll get their audience on TikTok, then they'll make a YouTube channel where they just post the shit there, and that's when they get the real money.
That's why I remember when I said like usually on Instagram that's the most followers you'll have is on the Instagram medium if you're famous, except if you're a TikToker, because I bet you like the TikTokers that have like 50 million followers, they probably only have like 2 million followers on Instagram. Because TikTok's like its own thing like that.
Well, what they do is like, so there's a few ones that I've seen. Like there's this one kid who, like all he does is he goes out to like beach shores and he finds shrimp and he removes parasites from them. And that's all he fucking does every single fucking video.
That's so random.
Every single fucking video. He's got to get the parasites off the shrimp. This is on TikTok. And now he's on YouTube and he's super successful. He's got like 3 million views.
I watched
3 million subscribers.
I like that TikTok has a bunch of random shit. I have this one woman that she's like a beekeeper. So if there's a bunch of bees at a certain location, people call her to like safely remove the bees and like bring them to their own new home and stuff. So that's pretty cool. I watched this other guy who has one of those those little toy cars, but like you move them backwards and then you let it go or you spin it and it could go. It's like an Evel Knievel, and then he puts up like a ramp. And then he has like other action figures like standing at the side, and it's Evel Knievel. That guy is great.
Well, it's funny. I'm spending a lot more time on TikTok for the job that we will not mention. That you know what it is. And
how many followers does that thing have?
The thing that will not be mentioned. 4 million.
Okay.
But whatchamacallit?
But they have way more followers on Instagram and YouTube.
Instagram not as much. YouTube definitely more. The thing that will not be mentioned.
Voldemort. Yeah.
Not for bad reasons, just for confidentiality reasons.
Yeah, confidentiality.
So I waste a lot of time. Well, but I never go to TikTok for my own pleasure. I just go for it for work. When I've got like a certain thing I need to find, and
there's just like fun, like stupid, funny things. I post stuff there, but it's usually just of Maggie or like funny video game things that I've clipped with my friends. It's like nothing you know.
Well, what's your most viral TikTok video? What's the best you've ever gotten?
None of them. None of them.
But there's got to be one that got like 4,000 views or 6,000 views.
None of them. Sometimes they have a thing where they have a coupon if you want to like promote your video. So I've done that, but that doesn't count. It's not organic growth.
It's not organic growth. You're not getting those TikTok calls.
There's been nothing that that has gotten even remotely viral. Even on my YouTube page, I remember I made there used to be this baseball player on the Mets called Matt Harvey, who's over there somewhere, and his nickname was the Dark Knight. So what I did was I did one of those trailer things where I took the trailer of The Dark Knight, put the voice, and then I made a baseball video to it of him like pitching and like all this stuff. And then I had Robin was talking, but it was other pitcher was like, "Do you think he's coming back?" Because he also just came back from like Tommy John surgery, so it was pretty interesting, and it worked really well. And I got a couple thousand views for that, but still nothing special.
Nothing major. God, do you think that Created or Vocal has a TikTok platform, or do you think they're doing anything? Because like one of their weird purchases is they bought like this agency, the We Agency, which is like this influencer marketing or talent agency. And I remember seeing this big press release: the We Agency secures Alexis LaRue, the tiny mom with 2 gigantic twins, and it's just like this 22-year-old girl.
What, Isaac? I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
All right. Keep talking. Maybe I'll find the press release.
Wait, just to describe that again.
So Created, Vocal, whatever the fuck Jarek Media became.
Yeah, who cares?
They, one of their bad sprees, they bought a talent agency.
Okay.
That does talent work for.
Why would they buy a talent agency?
Because they're fucking stupid and think it's synergy.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't know, we can promote their talent through our shitty blogs. It didn't make any sense.
I should actually find my friend's article, the article my friend did with them.
So,
and I'll show it to you, and you can read it and see if it's if it's them or someone
or user generated content.
Yeah.
So, and then they this press release about how their agency signed this woman on TikTok who was famous because she had these mutant babies, these gigantic infants that look huge, and she was like tiny mom, and it's like Alexis LaRue, the tiny mom, who's viral on TikTok.
Oh, it's right here. Got it a year ago on Geeks, Vocal Media /Geeks here.
So, Tammy Reese about a year ago in interview. So let's see Tammy Reese.
I actually asked her, my friend Victoria, to be on the podcast at some point. Actually, I'll ask her about her interview with them, or if it was just, it might have been just someone not really associated with them.
So the real thing we'd need to do to find out if it's them or not, we need to go to LinkedIn and see if Tammy Reese worked in an official capacity.
Yo, Isaac works for the FBI, guys.
Yeah, the social media FBI.
Yo, every girl is really good at that shit. Where's my man? I got to check him out on Snapchat. Isaac, do you even have Snapchat?
I do. I don't use it that much.
Are we friends on Snapchat?
I don't know.
What's your Snapchat name? Captain Crunch?
I don't know. I think this is her. Looks like a African-American woman. Award-winning writer, podcast co-host. Okay, so let's see.
I feel like an award-winning writer shouldn't be working for them.
Well, she may not be award-winning. Okay, so she seems...
Isaac, you've won awards.
Yeah, at some point I have.
Isaac, next time you're here, you got to bring some paraphernalia of Captain Crunch or something to hang in the background, because it's very naked over there.
Well, you kind of you told me.
I know, I forgot. I didn't think about it yet.
So tell me, do you think these people look like the same?
I don't see a person on the left.
Okay. So.
Isaac, that's not a person. That's someone's hand.
Well, no, the profile. There we go.
All right, but you showed me someone's hand. All right, let's see. Yes, I think so.
Okay, so here's my sleuth conclusion. I don't think she worked for Jarek Media or Created. I think she's user-generated content. So I think she just interviewed her and posted it up, since they let you post up almost anything.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's better. Then she probably had no idea. She was probably like trying to find an interview, and then
Yeah, exactly.
they were just like, "Oh, where should we post it? Okay, this place is easy to post on."
Yeah, exactly. And she's already posted a bunch of shit, so just throw it
Okay.
there.
All right. That solves that mystery.
Yes, many, many more in the world out there, but at least you can rest easy. That has been debunked.
Oh, okay. Here's a question for you. Sometimes when I post something with Maggie in it, all these weebs keep talking about this certain character from...
Oh, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, there's like this talking dog that like befriends the group, and it kind of looks like Maggie. It's like a Boston Terrier.
What's the name of it again?
Iggy.
Iggy. Yeah, everyone's like, is that Iggy? Yo, so I keep trying to kind of work on that. I'm like, yo, here's my Iggy. I gotta watch that. Did you ever watch that?
I've seen all of it.
It's good?
I don't know if you'd like it, but it certainly has an appeal.
I mean, if Maggie's in it, I like it.
Well,
but there's a short
here's where it gets confusing, though. So here's what you need
it's
to
like time travel or something? Or
no, not quite. So the gimmick of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is that it's a generational saga. Each major season follows a major story arc from the comic or the manga, and the way it works is it follows a different generation of the Joestar family. So the original first series starts in the 1800s.
Okay.
And he's like a gentleman, and he fights evil vampire who's his adopted brother. And then the second series takes place in the early 1900s. And it follows the great-grandson of the first guy. And then the third series, the one with Iggy, follows the grandson of the guy from the second series. And then the fourth one follows the bastard son of the second guy from the second series.
Bro, you lost me already, but I don't know. It sounds interesting. In general, I find the concept very interesting.
So that's the overall gimmick. And so if you watched it from the very beginning, you wouldn't see Maggie, your dog, in it until the third season.
What are we doing tomorrow? Anything fun?
Nothing major. Well, I don't know, maybe writing a script. There's another podcast this guy asked me to go on. And I'm a nice guy. Oh, I don't know. Here's a YouTube story. You want to hear it?
Sure.
Almost apprehensive of telling you. So this guy reaches out to me on Twitter. And he's like, oh, I've got this great opportunity. I'm a big Power Rangers fan, and I know this guy who's
move the mic closer.
Who's an executive producer of Power Rangers, and I got this idea, and I think you're the one person who could realize it and make it happen. So I make this video about this pitch for esports Power Rangers. Of course, the guy never looks at it, so it's a complete freaking waste of time. I'm kind of angry about it because I put so much time into doing this stupid thing, and mostly I'm a glass half full kind of person. I'm usually, but I took a glass half full attitude, or I'm a glass half empty kind of person. But
I am too. I'm very pessimistic.
So I took a glass half full attitude, and all of my pessimistic beliefs were confirmed. It was a complete waste of time. But, I still interact with the guy, and he invites me onto his podcasts, and the podcasts get viewed by next to no one. But, to talk about nerd shit oh, what do you think about the latest Doctor Strange? What did you think about The Mandalorian? What did you think about Obi-Wan? Did you watch Obi-Wan?
I'm sure... No, I didn't. Short answer. What I need to do, and I'm sure Obi-Wan is at a timeline that I can watch safely, but I just need to, I'm very behind in so many things, like Star Wars and Marvel related. I'm just very behind. So I need to watch it the order it came out first, and then I'll go back.
What was the last Star Wars thing you watched?
I The Mandalorian season 1.
Oh wow! Well, so you're not super far back, but you're.
But I also never watched episode
9,
8, and 9. And I actually, what I haven't seen, which I heard was one of the best Star Wars movies ever, was Rogue One.
It depends on who you ask.
Well, that's with everything, but I've heard a lot of people say really good things. It had the modern graphics mixed with the old
aesthetic. I have mixed feelings of Rogue One.
Really?
I can't believe you haven't seen Last Jedi. Last Jedi, as I talked about, is a cultural signifier point.
Yeah, but I heard it was bad.
Well,
all right, I'll have to watch it. I'll watch it. We'll talk about that.
I'm so morbidly curious what you think.
How
of Last Jedi.
about the next time we do this, I'll have watched,
okay,
and we'll talk about anything.
Okay.
Because I also heard mixed reviews on The Mandalorian. I heard mixed reviews on the Boba Fett stuff.
Boba Fett, I think, is generally bad, and I think the Obi-Wan is.
I've heard the biggest complaint is he has his helmet off too much. which is true. He's a man of a few words, and that's what makes him interesting.
Well, they want to give the guy his. There's a lot of things. I mean, you want a little bitching thing about the Boba Fett?
Not yet. We'll save that.
You're gonna be pure because you don't follow the discourse on any
I will
of this
bitch.
shit.
I am. You know I don't follow that shit. Actually, that's funny. That is something about me specifically. Even when something comes out, I usually don't even like to watch more than one trailer about things.
You like to be pure.
I like it just unadulterated.
So this guy has a podcast tomorrow. Part of me's thinking of like not doing it just so I can like do my own shit because it's time consuming. You know, there's part of me that even just wanted to deck out on you, but I can't deck out on you. I am.
I appreciate that, Isaac. You're a good guy.
Am trustworthy and I am a man of my word.
You are. You are. You're a guy.
I'm not.
You'd be good. You know what else you'd be good at, Isaac? You're you'd be good as like an agent.
I think I would be if I could ever actually like weasel my way into that. You'd
be good at that. No, we need this. Isaac's like, I'm getting the money. Yeah.
I think I would be good but the only problem is like, oh god, I applied to so many fucking agent assistant jobs. I think I only got like 3 interviews over the course of my time. And most of the time when I interviewed, I would just get this like look of disgust from the person, like, you know, why are you here? Oh, why do you want to be here? Oh, what are your goals? Oh, blah blah blah.
Those questions are so annoying. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Like
working for you.
Dead. Like, hopefully. No. But, yeah.
God, there's part of me that like wants to do like fun interviews with like a hidden spy camera and just give the most awkward answers, just like make things as uncomfortable as possible.
They did that on Impractical Jokers too. Yeah. Where he's just like on an interview and they're just like there's like a bat flying or something. I don't know. It's funny shit.
God, it also reminds me ages ago when like Postmates, I went to like this Postmates interview and I would like go through like the screening process and they kept on not approving me and I would do it again with a different email and I kind of wanted to rip the clipboard from the guy and say, why didn't you approve me? What the fuck?
Why wouldn't? Like what?
I don't know. Maybe a practical reason. Maybe they didn't want people with cars or maybe they got bad vibes for something from a guy who just wants to deliver shit from Postmates.
Well, how many of those jobs have you had?
What do you mean?
Delivery, like, car, all those ones. Like which ones? Name them.
I've done DoorDash. I've done Uber Eats. I've done Postmates. I signed up for Roadster, but never really tried it. I was always kind of curious, but they always had like asking you to go to New York City, which is a big.
What about the driving ones? Like those count as 2 under?
Yeah, and Lyft and Uber, and I've done TaskRabbit.
What's TaskRabbit?
You never heard of TaskRabbit?
No.
It's like a gig economy app where you say what your services are, and then people like hire you out for shit.
Oh,
so like maybe
like Angie's List.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you're moving furniture. Maybe you're a handyman. Maybe someone hires you to edit. Maybe someone hires you to do blah blah blah. I did a little bit about that. But
yeah.
People kept on asking me to buy expensive shit for them, and I had to put it on my credit card. I'd get paid back, but I was like getting really pissed off about that.
That's shady.
Yeah.
How they pay you back in cash?
So what you do is you like take a picture of the invoice, and then you charge it to them when you like cash out and say the task is done.
That's weird though.
But yeah, it was like
you get more. You get points on your credit card though. You get free money out of it.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't 100% opposed to it because I do like running like a big bill on my credit card.
That's why here's a hill. Oh shit, we're not recording anymore.
What?
No, audio we are.
Okay.
So it's fine. That's the important part.
But wait, so your camera's not recording?
That one looks like it's probably out of space. It's all right. We're almost done.
Okay.
But
as long as the audio's going.
Oh yeah, audio's still going. What was I gonna say? What was I talking about? What were we talking about?
We were talking about Postmates and the gig economy shit.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, I lost it.
TaskRabbit. Points and credit cards.
Right. That's a hill I will die on. Is that points on credit cards? Why do so many people? You're a little bit older than me. I have a lot of friends that are younger than me, and there's like a big difference between like the young, even like 5 years younger. Why does everyone use debit cards and not credit cards?
It's the dumbest thing in the world.
It is the dumbest
thing in the world. To me, it's like playing Diablo or an RPG. Like, you want to go in with the sword, or do you want to go with the sword with like the 2% fire damage? You want the 2% fire damage.
Exactly.
It's literally free money just for like, you just treat it like a debit card. Like,
it makes no sense. Some debit cards you can make money on now, but that's a very new thing, and so it just makes no sense to me. Why? I guess are they afraid of going into credit card debt? Like,
I guess.
But if you can control yourself, and if you can can pay like I feel like normal people like pay off their credit card.
Well, what I do is like basically every time I get a paycheck, I just pay off the credit card and I put everything on the credit card.
Yeah.
But
I just pay it when it's due once a month.
no, not even once a month. I pay it like the minute I get in the paycheck.
Well, that's a little OCD. Or you're just being extra careful.
You're talking to a guy who looks into his bank account every day.
All right,
and then I get that little sense of satisfaction.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not hating on that.
And then that's how I do it. I pay it off because
I'm glad
I don't like seeing that number grow.
But I'm glad you're on board with that, because I know a lot of people that are like, oh, I got a debit card. I love my debit card. I'm like, why?
They're dumb. They're dumb.
You're wasting money. Like,
I love getting
free
that,
money.
Yeah, I love getting that free money, and I love like buying like either stocks or putting it into crypto. Like what I do is I buy
you could do anything with it.
USDC stable coins, and then they're like in this little account, and they're getting more interest than you'd get in any bank.
With my Chase Freedom card, I turn them into gift cards, but the gift cards are like, you can buy the gift cards, but with like 20% off. So then I'm making more out of it.
Yeah, there you go. That sounds like
Isaac, you like that feeling. Yeah, that's good. It's like you're cheating the system by not cheating the system.
Exactly. It's like a nice little bonus. I like it when I'm like, ooh, $70. Ooh, I'm getting this much back. Yeah, I don't know why anyone would not use a credit card unless they're stupid.
Because like I use like a Chase Freedom card as like my backup. Usually I use the first credit card I ever had was a Citi card. It was the double cash card, 2%.
You know what kind of fucks up your credit, but as long as you're paying off your bills, you do well. What I love fucking doing.
What?
Opening up new credit cards where they have the bonus where you spend $500 and you get like $150 or $200.
Right. Yeah.
And I just collect those bonuses and just keep on investing in them.
Well, you should have. It says you should have at least a couple credit cards, enough to build your credit. Because I have like 3. I have my regular card I use. I have the Chase Freedom, which every 3 months you get 5% back on something random.
Ooh.
So this month, this 3 months is gasoline, which is good.
Yeah, that's what I got to decide. I got that Bank of America card, and you could choose 3% on one category. And right now I have it for food, but I typically don't go out to eat that. I mean,
yeah,
I'm a very cheap. I live in a very expensive place, so I'm always nervous. So I'm trying to live as cheap of a lifestyle as possible. So I'm thinking maybe I should switch it to gas because I have to buy gas, and gas is so expensive. Might as well get those Biden bucks, baby.
Yeah. No, I mean, it just, I don't know, it makes more sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know why the younger people, your Zoomer friends don't want it. Maybe they're just afraid. Maybe it's just a stigma. Like, oh, I don't want a credit card. I'm just going to put everything on debit. No. Get that bonus.
People do go crazy with the credit cards and they fuck themselves over.
Yeah.
But, I've always been very careful. And like when I was younger, obviously, like I had a card with my parents, like just to like, and then I finally got my own. But I don't know. It was easier that way.
Yeah, I do love it. It's just like for free little money. It's like you spend
money.
I
must have like $500. Like I bought like a TV with it. I bought that monitor with money, free money.
Yeah.
With free money.
Like I see no reason not to use it. There's nothing but to gain unless you're like stupid and you put like everything on the credit card and just think it's all gonna go away.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah.
Like,
can't do that.
Your friend Larissa, is she a big credit card spender?
Yeah, I think we both have the Chase Freedom card.
All right, so she's doing the good thing.
Well, she has like credit card debt. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
I'm going to get her on the podcast. We're going to talk about her dating life. That's going to be exciting. See, that's why it's called the buddy list. We had a great conversation today. We reminisced about stuff, talked about people we liked, people we didn't like, our bad luck with job interviews and all that bullshit. And then I have Larissa to talk about her crazy dating life. She's always dating this guy Pedro and all this stuff. Like,
I guess
he doesn't want a relationship. I'm like, he told you he didn't want a relationship like 4 months ago. I wasted 7 months. I'm like, you knew this. You knew all of this. And then I got Nick. We have a crazy story to talk about with these 2 girls we went out with.
Nick, the bald sexy?
The bald sexy, our friend the bald sexy. I saved that stick you made. I don't know where it is. I have it somewhere. I think it's in the garage. That stick with him with the crown on.
Yeah, where
I got that
slayed
somewhere.
him for that Game of Thrones video.
Yeah. And I think, did you like what I did? I put the...
It is nice, the sound foam.
You could tell when I first came down here after I did it, the sound like dies.
Yeah. It was a nice job.
But it's very weird during the day because it's so dark down here. The first couple days I was like depressed. I was like, it's too dark down here now. It feels like nighttime.
Well, just keep telling yourself this is the Joe Rogan cave.
Yeah. But I think I'm going to put a picture of J-Bone in the background as if he's looking in the window. But yeah, I guess, I guess we start wrapping it up. I don't even know how long it's been.
I guess 2.5 hours.
Well, it's 9:00.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, we had a good time here. I got a lot to edit.
Well, yeah, I'm curious to see what where you're going to post today. You're going to post on Spotify and your YouTube channel?
Yeah, I'm going to get my Spotify stuff fixed. My, what do you call it? My graphics first. And then, I think I already started making an account and things like that.
So are you going to do like, so it sounds like you're going to post it up on Spotify. I recommend looking into this thing called, what's it called? Anchor. It's a free podcasting thing, and you can get money off of it.
Okay.
I use it for my podcast, which I have not updated in a long time, which I should. I feel bad about, but I'm tired, and I gotta go try and lose weight to get those Tinder girls, those chicks.
Hell yeah,
Tim. All right, so you're a mass. You're hooking up with bitches. You're a man of a certain size. I'm a man of a certain size. I'm not having your success. What app are you using? Is it Tinder, Bumble, blah, blah, blah?
I'll tell you something, Isaac. I probably have every one of those apps downloaded. I also am into freaky girls, so I'm not sure we'd be into the same. You're looking for a nice Jewish girl.
Well, I'll tell you what. The nice Jewish girls, when they match with you on Bumble, you just watch that 24 hours expand.
You know what? Bumble, here's what I'll say about Bumble. Bumble has the hottest girls.
You're not paying any services, right? You're not paying one thing I hate is that Tinder puts the girl or these are the people that like you, but you have to pay $24 a month to see them.
So I'll tell you something. Bumble is not successful for me because those are the hottest girls on there. It's just how it is. This is how it is.
Okay.
And I will give you a 411 on each of these dating apps. All right. So we have Plenty of Fish. That's the worst one.
It seems like there are a lot of trashy people.
The ugly girls there.
And it's also a poorly designed app. The only thing
terribly designed. There's so many bots.
The only thing I like about it, and I got, I might need to read you something. Another thing.
Oh God.
Yeah, I got something good for you. But the one thing I like about Plenty of Fish is that you can actually message people. You don't have to be matched with them to message.
Right. Yes. And then there's OK Cupid, which for some reason I match with a lot of Malaysian girls, girls or Filipino girls, in the Philippines.
I feel like they're trying to steal your money.
And women from Africa, that live in Africa. I kid you not. It's, I don't know. But and then there's Tinder. Tinder is, I don't know. It is what it is. I have some beef with girls on Tinder because Tinder was first made as the straight version of Grindr.
Yeah, well, now
it's a hookup app. Now everyone's not looking for hookups. I'm on Tinder. Why the hell are you on Tinder?
Because it got mainstreamed.
No, it's so. But I'm not saying I'm looking for hookups. But if you have to say I'm not looking for hookups, I'm I didn't ask.
I just assumed
it just makes you come off as snotty.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think of Facebook dating?
I've met a couple people from there. It's okay. Actually, met this crazy girl on there. It's all right. I like that you don't have to pay, and it's pretty straightforward.
The one thing I hate is there are all these fucking fake Asian girls.
Oh my God!
Come join my WhatsApp.
I will show you. I write before they even say anything. I don't have WhatsApp. I write that to them. Half the time they don't respond. Most of the time they don't respond. But there's always these hot fake Asian girls.
Yeah,
they're always hot. They're always really hot. So, let me find. Let's see. Yanni. Hello. She wrote on my picture. Hello. Nice to see you here. I'm 28 years old and would like to meet a mature gentleman.
Yeah, that's exactly the same message.
If you like me too, let's make friends. I'm looking for a sincere relationship to share our daily life with others. Do you have WhatsApp? It will be more convenient to add my private WhatsApp, her number. Facebook doesn't appear often. But yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch.
I just despise this.
There's Angelica I matched with, and I wrote, as you can see, hey, I don't have WhatsApp.
And then it just goes silent.
And then she didn't say anything. This one I said, hey, hi, I don't have WhatsApp. How are you? She said, I usually use what I say this software, seldom use other software. I don't know what that means, but that's what she wrote.
So, all right. So you want to hear this this message from, it almost sounded like a parody.
All right. Let's do it.
Hello, Isaac. I am a missionary, and I hope that won't scare you away. I work with underprivileged orphanages, motherless babies, and help to eradicate HIV/AIDS. I teach self-esteem to sick kids. I joined this site when a friend who is a missionary got married 3 months ago. She met her husband from this site and was so amazing how she made it through with him. I will be coming back to the States in 2 weeks with Miss Superior. She is based in Manhattan, New York. I will stay with her for a while until I get my own place. That's why I chose Manhattan in my profile, because that's where I finally settled down. How did it all start? I am originally from Glendale, Arizona. My family left there. To be honest, I wish they never left. I had a privilege of growing up around many farms, trails, lakes, rivers, and creeks. So needless to say, I am very much attached to celebrating all beautiful that the Lord has given us. There are so many people that never get to experience that type of beauty. And yes, I love all outdoor sports such as fishing, hiking, camping. There's something amazing about sitting around a campfire under the stars of sky, not ridden with noise and haze of pollution. These combined with my family and friends are what makes me happy. I am a happy person. I look very much forward to somebody to have a family of my own. I grew up in a family of 4, me, my brother, and my parents. We grew up in the state and later relocated to Kent, UK with my mum and my brother after a messy divorce with my dad. They are both dead. Dad died in a car accident while Mum died of breast
This is one message?
This is one message!
Bro. When is she going to ask for the money?
I can't tell. That's the. Do you think this is like a scammer, or do you think this is like a real person?
It's not real.
It's. You're right. It's really fractured.
The fractured butthole.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But it's also, it just keeps on going.
Isaac, that's crazy.
No head games, please, as I have been hurt in past and I know how it feels. I sent you some of my pics. I want you to do the same and ask you one thing. I want you to be honest, please. Are you currently talking to other persons you have met through Plenty of Fish?
Tell her yes, I have,
Is there
absolutely.
anyone else who may be interested? Thanks for getting back to me, and I hope this email gets you in good health condition. Linda. It's like, even if this is a real person, fuck you. Like, don't look around at other people. Like, come move in with me as I come into the United States. Jesus fucking Christ.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah, I was basically like, you don't fucking choose what state you live based on who you meet on a fucking dating app.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect that, and I'm Jewish, so
I wouldn't expect that, and I'm Jewish.
Yeah.
Isaac Shapiro, write it down.
There you go.
Oh, all right, man. I guess we should wrap it up. This has been this is my first episode here of the Buddy List. Thanks, Isaac, for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Jim.
It's been good seeing you. I haven't seen you in a little bit. And I hope you start posting more on your YouTube channel again, Lobster Magnet.
Well, did you watch my last video, motherfucker?
I think I did. What was it? It doesn't come up. You got to tell me.
Vin Diesel versus The Rock.
No, because I didn't. I'm not on YouTube that much.
Fuck you.
I gotta. I don't get notifications.
Fuck you.
I'm sorry. I'll watch it. I will watch it. I only watch Dr. Disrespect on YouTube. And I watch Bar Rescue.
They ever reveal why he got banned from Twitter?
Not yet.
They still haven't?
There was something that came out recently where he won something, but they still have not said anything. It's very interesting, though. But one day, I hope to know.
All right. I know. I'm dragging you back.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
But we're wrapping up. All right. I don't even know when I'm going to post this and when this will be out, but it's the 8th today, so July 8th. It's my parents' anniversary. But, whoever stayed this long, thank you very much for listening. I always appreciate that. And come out to my trivia nights or something, and we'll see you next time. I'll see who I have on next. Maybe it'll be Nick, maybe Larissa. But Isaac, any closing thoughts?
Go to my channel, Lobster Magnet, review. Go subscribe and watch all the videos, or else my parrot will rip your eyes out.
All right. Well, thank you again, Isaac. And everyone, enjoy the rest of your night or day, and I'll catch you guys later.